That guy is a goddamn problem.
Phillies baseball is back, baby. This is Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2D Radio. We are live from the Real Talk Studios like we are every Wednesday night. Every Wednesday night we are brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make him yours. Gibson Mayer, LLC. Find him on the web. GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Moakovic, Robbie Pove on the ones and twos. The family out there joining us all over. Phillies baseball is back, baby. Let's go. It's been a while. Give us a second. We'll talk Eagles draft strategy later on in the show.
You know, I suddenly have an urge for like some Buffalo Wild Wings now.
Bobby got you in.
Bob got me a little hungry up in here.
A little sauce. A little sauce talk.
Greg don't have sauce.
No sauce.
No sauce.
We already confirmed that bullshit.
Problem.
I'll put sauce on wings.
Attaboy.
Okay, grown-up talk. Sixers, Nets predictions. MLB division winners. We'll get into Phillies season preview is our main topic at hand, and it ties into our poll question. The Phillies will win at least 90 games in 2019. Do you agree or do you disagree? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us, baby. We're talking it all. We're answering all your questions, comments, excitement, concern if you got some. Whatever. Everything's on the table because it's been a while. It's been a long time. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it's been a long time. And we got a little taste of it in the first half last year, but it wasn't real. It was fake. It wasn't a real run because when teams collapse like that, it's not a real run. Why do I have trouble hearing my own goddamn self?
Oh, you're good now. Yeah. I think it was your microphone positioning.
No, it was up on my lip.
Amateur?
I couldn't get
first
any
time?
closer. I can't get any closer.
First time?
I can't get
First
any
time,
closer.
long time?
I couldn't get any closer. Literally, I had it.
If you were any closer, you'd be eating the microphone.
I was licking.
Oh, whoa.
I'm good, baby. It's my first time.
Obviously, it's your first time.
No, it's not my first time. Okay? It's not. The mic was right where it needed to goddamn be. There's tape to prove the mic was where it needed to be.
That's debatable.
All right. I want you guys to go back and watch it. We know Chuck's would. Where's Chuck? Where's Chuck? Chuck will watch
We're
the tape.
4 minutes in. We're going to the tape.
This connection over here, I got to fix.
All right. Was it something going on?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. I mean, at least that clarifies.
Something's going on.
Hey, Rob Brinkman, grow the fuck up, okay? Because you can come in. You actually sat out an opportunity to come in because I would have rolled you up and spit you out, babe. Because you're on, the seat's open. Seat's open. This is why we leave a seat open. All right? You remember your first broadcast. Grow up, Peter Pan, okay? Grow up. All right, let's talk about it. To the poll question, family, vote on it. The Phillies will win at least 90 games in 2019. Do you agree or do you disagree with that statement? Boys, we're right into it. Whoever wants to get the party started. Do you agree or do you disagree?
I'll defer to the problem.
I agree. I think Vegas, I think, set him at 94 was the Vegas line. And I'm right there. I'm in that 92-94 range. So to the poll, I agree.
Very nice.
Great.
I think 94 is a little aggressive, but I am firmly at 92 and 70, which I believe is good enough to, at the very least, get them into the wild card, if not win the division.
See, it's going to be interesting, and I think what it comes down to, and I think we all know what it comes down to, is the pitching, right? Is this staff and this bullpen good enough to win 92-plus games or 90-plus games, right? Because I think we all can agree and sit here and agree that we believe this team's going to hit the baseball, right? Can we agree on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
As
I mean,
a family,
I think this team has a shot to score 800 runs this year, which is a huge number.
gigantic number.
They haven't scored 200 or 800 runs in a season since I want to say it was 2009, maybe. So yeah, it's a big number.
Huge number. So we expect that, right? So we expect that we're gonna score runs. So now it comes down to, okay, we know what Aaron Nola is as a family. We know what that is. Okay? So now we go deeper. Jake Arrieta. You know, you're hearing reports that he's back, baby. You know, he's saying he's back. He had 20 swings and misses in this preseason, in spring training. And I think 20 more swings and misses than he had all last year.
Right.
You know, so that's gotta be encouraging.
Oh, yeah.
He's gotta be that good. He has to. Because like Nick Pivetta, we believe, has the ability to be that good. But I already think, and before I answer the question, I already think Gabe Kapler made his first mistake of 2019. And his first mistake of 2019 was keeping Vince Velasquez as your fifth and not giving Jared Eichhoff that opportunity. Okay? Because, listen, the definition of insanity is doing the same goddamn thing over and over again and getting the same result. And that's Vincent Velasquez. And I can't believe I'm upset about a fifth starter, but I am. Because Jared Eichhoff at least showed you in his opportunity before he got hurt that he could be a legit 2 or 3 in this league. He showed you poise. He showed you some mocks. He was able to get outs. Stuff Vincent Velasquez has never done. So you're already showing favoritism to a guy because he's a tremendous competitor and the things you want to say about him. So
Tremendous competitor.
So
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. So the favoritism's already here.
Flashback.
Yeah, but
He already made his first mistake.
He's not even starting in the rotation. They don't need a guy till the 8th, so
It's
he's
not
starting in the bullpen.
It's not the point.
But
It's not the point, Greg.
and Eichhoff isn't even ready yet.
He's not ready. You're throwing in spring training games. You're starting spring training games. That's as ready as you're going to get, babe. You don't get much more ready than that.
But I'm saying he had setbacks. He's only, I agree with you. I mean, Eichhoff's going to be that number 5.
Eventually.
It's just, there's reports out there that, this is Vince's last, literally, maybe 1 to 2 starts once it rolls around to where they need him before he's pushed to the bullpen full time.
Right.
Because they realize that there's no more time for him to figure it out.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah. The report that I read, they basically said that they're giving him the month of April, and they're basically going to use the month of April to get Eichhoff and Drew Anderson stretched out. And if, the calendar flips to May and Velasquez doesn't have a clue what he's doing, one of the two of them is going to come up and Velasquez is going to the pen.
Right.
If not down to AAA to figure it out down there.
Yeah, they just, with the resurgence and of the urgency, with what this offseason brought, especially Harper, they realize that they got to roll with the starting rotation, and it can't be Velasquez unless he figures it out.
Right, and let's be clear. Neither of us are disagreeing with you. We're all on the same page that Velasquez is not a starter in Major League Baseball. I just back off the gas a little bit on what Gabe is doing because I think they do have a plan, like to what Greg said and what you were talking about earlier. With the way, before we went on the air, with the way the schedule's all jacked up with all the off days, they don't need a fifth starter for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I just think, listen, it's just the perception's all you got, right? And
That's
I
true.
talk to people about this all the time. Perception's all you got in life, okay? And my perception is you're playing a little bit of favoritism with a guy you like who can't get through 4 fucking innings in this league. That's not good enough.
That's
as
fact.
As a fifth. I don't care. Fifth starter doesn't mean a lot to people, but it means something when you're trying to get to where you're trying to get to, and that's goddamn Broad Street. Because that means I got to win 95 games to win a division, get home field throughout if I want to get to where I got to get to. And that's going to rely on some guys that you don't expect to stepping up. He's not going to be a guy who's going to step up in certain spots and have big games. He had one in his career, and people around here started blowing the guy over.
Because it was the first.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to fall in love with a guy who can't get through. Like one time through a lineup is all he can get through. So you're either a bullpen guy or you're not in this league. It's real simple.
So is that your answer to the question? 95 wins?
No, my answer to the question is I believe this team's going to win 93 plus. So I agree. Now, am I concerned about the rotation? A little bit, but Boston showed you something, right? If you got your puppy on the bump as your one, and he's one of the best in baseball, and you can hit the baseball, and you got a bullpen that can get outs, you're going to be in good shape. So I think, even though I'm concerned about some of the staff, I do believe because our bullpen's good enough and we're going to hit, that this is going to be a 93-plus win team.
I also think the addition of an actual real catcher is going to really help these guys, like a Pivetta, like an Eflin,
Huge.
like an Eichhoff, maybe even a Velasquez a little bit. Just that veteran guy who's been through the fire to sit there because obviously Nola and Arrieta are there, right? You're not going to really mess anything with them, or you might find that extra gear in Nola. You know what I mean? But he's already got it. Right? But it's those other guys. It's the 3 through 5s that I think he's going to have a really big impact on. Just the mental side of it.
No, I agree with that. And the one thing I want to touch on real quick is if you think back the last 2 years. So 2017 they won 66 games. 2018 they won 80. If they can't add another 14 with Harper, Segura, Real Muto, McCutchen, and a rejuvenated Arrieta, then the Gabe Kapler experiment has to be done after 2 years.
And David Robertson and the two lefties you brought in and Nishak and Hunter, you got to pennant and get goddamn out.
I mean, there's a cold day in hell that this team doesn't add 10 to 15.
Yeah, I agree with you. If this team doesn't get over 90 wins, he should be fired on the spot. Okay, because somebody's got to be held accountable. So it's either going to be two people that are accountable. It's going to be Harper batting 220, okay, and not hitting the ball and having a bad year, or Kapler just can't manage. Because another guy's got to get looked at in this 93-win season that we're projected. Harper's got to hit the cover off the baseball and get on base a ton and drive in runs and do the things that we know he can do.
Yeah.
That's so important to this baseball team. It really is. I believe he will. I believe he's going to hit because I think we have the lineup that's got the protection for a lot of guys to hit.
So can I go bold prediction right out of the gate this early?
Shoot.
He's going to win the MVP.
Well, I think that the players ranked him at, where they rank him at 41.
Well, I think the having to live up to the contract, the players saying that he's one of the most overrated players in baseball. I think based on everything I've seen in the months since he signed, and we've talked about it on this show, he's got Philly guy written all over him. Just the way he talks, the way he carries himself. He says all the right things. I don't think he's going to be a guy who shows up on a new team and takes 2 years to get rolling. I think he's a guy who shows up at a new team, looking at this ballpark, licking his chops, and goes 285, 40, and 120, and takes home an MVP at the end of the year.
I agree with you because, I love that this baseball team is getting disrespected too, all around. Okay, Sports Illustrated wants to come out with a report, and I don't disagree totally with what the guy's saying, but one general manager wants to take shots at Odubel Herrera, calling him he thinks he's a clown. Like that.
Shut away.
And I'm like, but my point is like you guys are looking for reasons to like try to tear this baseball team down when it's a damn good one. You want to talk about that. Some people talk about you gave Harper too much or whatever. The moves aren't as good as people think they are. Whatever. There's people out there saying that in the national media that doesn't believe this team's good enough to win the division. But put Atlanta, Washington, New York. There's guys out there. They're putting them teams ahead of this baseball team.
Right,
and I love it.
What's funny about that, though, is if you read between the lines on that, the biggest complaint that they have right now is that Odubel's a clown and Velasquez isn't the number 5 starter. Well, hey, thanks for the fucking news flash because we haven't known that for 2 years.
Yeah, we didn't see that.
But
but he's so important to this baseball team.
He is.
He really is.
But here's where I'm going with this: is that 2 years ago he was hitting in the 3-hole.
Yep.
Now he's hitting 6-7. No pressure on this guy. Just go out there and do your thing every day. You're going to see a rejuvenated Herrera.
Can I crush somebody?
You can crush anybody you want.
Kyle Meager. This Phillies team is being overhyped. Sorry, guys, you need more pitching. Kyle, we got the best pitcher in fucking baseball. The best pitcher in baseball, and everybody can at me. At me. He throws wiffle balls. You can DeGrom me. You can tell me other guys. Listen, I see this guy pitch every 5th day. And there isn't a better one in baseball over the last year and a half. Look at numbers and look how dominating he is. And then watch what happens when the guy gets some run support. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So that's clown talk. All right, that we don't have pitching. You got one of the best arms in baseball. So that you have one of the better relievers in baseball in David Robertson. So there's pitching right there. Okay? That's all.
Yeah, I mean, and even just outside of Robertson, just that revamped bullpen. Tommy Hunter, isn't he hurt though already?
Yeah.
He
or
might
Nishak's hurt.
Well, Nishak I think is fine.
But here's the thing:
Nishak's hurt all the time.
But they're veteran guys. They figured it out last year. You know what I mean? Tommy Hunter down the stretch was one of the guys that actually got guys out last year.
But can you imagine if Gabe actually works a little more traditional instead of going full Gabe, and uses, if you start working backwards, you use Robertson in the 9th for 3 outs. You use Sir Anthony in the 8th for 3 outs.
Yeah.
You use Neshek in the 7th for 3 outs. Now your starter's only got to go 6 innings.
Yep.
Last year, too much mix and match, too many guys working an inning in a third, an inning in 2/3.
People not knowing roles.
Trying to get 2 full innings out of Sir Anthony when, he's worked 4 days in a row.
Well, hold that. Because
right.
that's the problem, and that's going to be on Gabe Kapler.
It is going to be on Gabe,
because
absolutely.
You need guys in roles in the back end of your bullpen. Guys have to come. There's certain things you can't change in the game of baseball and reinvent the wheel. And one is guys knowing roles when they come to the ballpark. It's so important to relievers to know the spots they usually come into. It's important. And anybody out there that doesn't think it is, it's crazy talk. You can't have the mix and match like you just talked about. You can't have the different lineups. I expect this lineup to be very similar to what it's going to be tomorrow throughout the year. Okay, I don't think there's going to be much juggling.
Probably the only spot you juggle maybe is one.
Yeah, one and some stuff down.
6, 7.
And some stuff down.
You know what I mean?
But you have to take the same approach with your bullpen is all my point.
No, you're absolutely right.
But Ryan Schaefer chimed in on the tube, and he said they need 90-plus wins and to win a playoff series. Anything less is a disappointment. That's bold. And I can't say that I disagree. Brodo says 93. Chrome says 91.
Chrome says 91. Yeah, Cromer over here, opening day. Coming, boys, let's go. Best time of the year, Cromer. Love it. Wilson chiming in. Hum Phils. Andy, have a good one, guys. Happy pre-opening day. Ralphie D, the Harper era begins. Robbie Brinkman, 94 wins.
Ooh, I like your Brinks.
I love it, too. Quinky, 91 for the Phils. That's an outsider.
And that's from a Pirates fan.
Yup, and then it's the Cardinals fan, Chrome, 91. Robbie Brink, division champs. Ralphie D says 102.
Ooh, that's real aggressive.
Tyler Coughlin, 96 wins, baby. Arrieta's stuff looks so good, it stirred Twitter up. Pivetta will break out, and Noah is Noah. Franco will get over 30 bombs. I love that. And Aduba will have a sick year. I can see that. I can see that as well, Tyler. Have you boys seen those two? They bulked up, man. No, listen, he's right. Franco lost weight and got stronger, and Aduba looks in great shape. Listen, when you bring stars in and you bring big-time vets in, it locks some dudes on that you ain't the star of this team and you can't just do whatever you want. I think that's huge for Aduba Herrera. One, I'm a supporter of the guy because I think when he's on, he's on. And if you can get consistency out of Aduba Herrera, this team can win 100 games.
Yeah.
Because the guy can be lights out hitting the baseball. I mean, the guy can go on stretches where he's, 380, 400 stretches where he's hitting 10 bombs in a month. So if you can bring some consistency to that with all the stuff you got up top in your lineup, and Franco can then bring you that production, and Cesar we know is going to be a pro, this lineup, it rivals the Boston Red Sox. Well, if that comes to fruition, rivals the best lineup in baseball.
I have a theory on this with Franco.
And no, it's not the Yankees.
No, it's not. But I have a theory on this whole thing with Odubel and Franco. I feel like if you go back to last year and you go to the quote-unquote Spanish Mafia of Herrera, Franco, Hernandez, Santana, and Alfaro. Alfaro gets traded. Santana gets traded. Hernandez is basically like a prolonged slump away from Scott Kingery taking his job. So is Franco. And Herrera, at any moment, Gabe could just decide that he wants to play Altera or Nick Williams in center field, and Herrera's job is gone.
It could be.
I think every one of these guys, like trading Santana and Herrera, Alfaro, was a huge wake-up call for Franco and Herrera. Like, these two guys now, I think they're like, okay, if we want to be here, especially with Harper and Hoskins and Real Muto, like, we had to get our shit together.
No,
and they came out, like, they're both in probably the best shape I've seen.
Yeah, Franco definitely, and Aduba's always been in great shape to me. It's just the head. Yeah. And I hope with the stars, the head gets locked in because they're important.
It's like you said, though. You bring vets in.
Yeah.
You bring guys that have done it before.
Locks things down.
You know what I mean? Like,
locks things down.
It's just because you're right. Who was their peer last year? themselves.
Carlos Santana.
Carlos Santana.
Which I had no problem with Carlos Santana.
I thought he did a great job.
I think he did with
Franco.
Franco.
I think he locked Franco in, and I thought he did a great job.
He wasn't a bad guy,
that.
but he wasn't a star.
Right.
Okay, so when you're not star material or all-star material, essentially.
And he wasn't a fit.
Yeah, and you're just a good baseball player, it's different. When you bring in guys who have played in all-star games in Segura and Realmuto's played in all-star games.
I'm glad you mentioned Segura.
Harper, McCutchen. There's 4 guys who've been to all-star games, have done some things in this league, right? And that matters.
Yeah.
Like now they come in and that's the top of your lineup, and it goes with a guy like Caesar who's a pro, and now Adubo's older, Frank is older, and I think when you get older in your career too, you start to realize, well, I got to get going.
Yeah.
I got to lock in,
right,
and you hope it sets in.
Oh, I'm glad you said Segura though, because I feel like Segura as the anchor of that infield, he's looking to his left at Caesar and to his right at Franco, and he's forcing the two of them to lock in.
No, I agree.
As a shortstop should.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Ricky,
Like that's
Ricky Galone, what's up, boys? What's up,
What up,
Ricky?
Rick?
What's up, Ricky?
Kyle again. I just, some people need to stop watching.
Well, let me ask Kyle a question. Kyle, just take the Yankees hat off for a minute and give us an honest evaluation. Don't just talk because you're a Philly hater. Put something behind your win total. I'm willing to listen if you're willing to give me some substance.
Well, this isn't substance. Noel has 0 velocity, which I don't know how that matters.
Dude, he throws 93, 94.
And
He's got 0 velocity.
And if wiffle ball garbage doesn't work, he'll give up bombs. When does he give up bombs in the last year and a half, Kyle?
when did he give up bombs in his career?
Yeah, like
he had one bad stretch early on where his arm was tired and he gave up some bombs.
Eric,
but that's it.
Eric Bornia. I probably got his last name. Sorry, Eric. Everybody hits.
Woo!
Let's go. It hits the season.
My buddy.
I'm done responding to.
My buddy Tom checked in on Twitter, so he texted me.
What's up, Tom?
And he said he's agreeing. He's disagreeing. He's going under.
Slightly
under. He said, I think this team is good. I'm not 100% sold on the pitching and the bullpen. I'm a little skeptical about their bench. Major factor here is how good the NL East could be.
Yep.
This
is all solid reasoning.
I'd lead under 86. Yep. He's about 86. Fight for the wild card. He says they may just fall short.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Because they are concerns. And the other concern that he mentioned, I thought was the best one he said, was how loaded this division is.
Oh, my goodness.
Because we talked about for weeks, and since we got Harper, and since other teams have made their moves, they're like, you got 4 teams that can win this division. And people sleep on the Mets, but if the staff's healthy.
If any of their little kids, and I mean little kids.
I don't even care if they hit.
But if any of them hit, they're.
My point is they don't even have to hit.
That's true.
If your 3 guys at the top of your rotation can give you what you think you can give them, and Rob will agree with that watch out. Now, what's Atlanta's issue? Well, to me, it's their starters. You want to talk about pitching? I love Julio Teheran. He's a fancy guy for me. I love him. Late rounds, gives you innings. But come on, man. He ain't ace in this league. He's been forced into being one.
See, I got a whole other theory on Atlanta, and that's now that the National League actually has a book on Acuna and Albies, they're not going to have the same kind of seasons they had last year.
And they could, but where's your staff to me isn't good enough, okay? And then I go to Washington. Your staff could be good enough because you have one of the best pitchers in baseball, Scherzer. All right, Corbin, you don't know if he's going to be hurt or healthy because that's his MO. And the same goddamn thing for the vagina Steven Strasburg.
Yeah.
Okay, so can they hit a little bit? Sure, we expect them to. But then you come here.
Well, they're running Anibal Sanchez out there as their number 4, so whatever.
And then we come here, right?
Yeah.
And then we circle here, and you look at this is the best lineup in the NL. It's the best lineup in the NL.
It's not even a question.
So then, what's your issue? Like to everybody out there that disagrees with it, this is the best lineup in the NL. What? I'll say it again.
1 through 8. You have a guy hitting in the 8-hole who can hit 30 home runs.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Or swapping and Cesar Hernandez, who's a former leadoff hitter, it's the same thing.
Reset the table.
So one more thing. So everybody out there that disagrees with the poll question of the Phillies winning 90 games, if you're a disagreeer on that, I want to know where you're coming up with all, besides Tom, who has some good points. But again, let's factor in the positives. What did Copycat League, I'll say it again for the people just join us, what did the Red Sox show you? If you can hit the baseball and you got an ace and your bullpen's good, you're going to win games in this league. And I think that's what this team is. I think they're better than the other three teams in the NL by a slim margin.
Well, and the Red Sox showed you that, and they showed you that in the American League.
Yep.
Which is obviously notorious hitters league. Philly Sports Passion 85. Eric says, Thomas, what up, my brother?
What's up, brother?
Says 93 and 69. Okay.
This is 69.
That's a little Gronk. Is that for Gronk?
Little Gronk, pour some out for the homie.
Is that Gronk or for
Bondi,
Joe?
Bondi Sports Network chimes in with their Maple Leaf icon, says, overtime, Philly and Toronto, go Jays. And then he says, go Jays. So we've got our Toronto listeners chiming in. Love that.
Hey, what up?
What up, brother? Love having you.
How you doing, eh? What's going on? Can I get a little poutine?
You know what?
You hoser?
You sit back
Give me some Elsinore.
and we're having this
Take off,
discussion of just how good the NL East is. I mean, isn't it just so exciting just that baseball's back and good baseball is going to be back? You know what I mean? There was a stretch where the NL East was just the Nationals for a few years. And it was like, having tickets to the Braves series wasn't the same anymore. Going to watch a Mets game just wasn't the same anymore. Now just the excitement is back, and, we actually got a team that we can rally behind and get behind and go fill that ballpark.
And it could be the best division in baseball, which means there's going to be a lot of good baseball played on the other side of that bridge.
Which is great. That's what you want, right? I mean, you want Atlanta to be good. You want the Mets to be good. You want Washington to be good, because guess what, man? If you want to get to where you want to get to, and we wanted that parade, and we want barrel chugging beers, right? You have to get through the best.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, bring it on.
So that Central's pretty loaded too.
Central's loaded up. The whole NL's loaded up.
Brodo just asked we can repeat how many wins we have for the Phillies.
Ryan did say 93. I'm 93 as well. That's what I was.
I'm at 92.
I'm 92 to 94.
All right, 92, 94. Tom's right in the middle, 93.
93. I mean, I could get cute and tell you 96 because I believe it could happen. I just have a feeling, because there's already so much doubt nationally, and I love it. I love when you say to a player and your peers say to a guy, we don't have you in the top 10 or 20 or even 30. We got you like 41. 41. Like, I'm, me from the start.
Yeah.
Harper, I can make the argument being not a top 15 guy. But to say he's not top 20 or 30, just stop talking.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I can make the argument at times he's a top 5 guy, right? So shut the hell up. And I think what that does to guys who have something down here, and I believe he does.
Oh, he's got something down
there. Okay, you think I'm 41? I'm going to go hit 45, and I'm going to go drive in 120, and I'm going to shove it up all your asses.
Yep.
I truly believe that this guy, like Eric Jacinto said, Noah Cy Young and Harper MVP, I totally buy into it. I completely buy into it. I expect a monster year. I truly believe it. I believe that Capitals are going to let guys be in their spots, I'm praying, and just let guys go play baseball where they're comfortable and not try to do too much moving and shaking. And just letting things go. Then your dogs go eat. Go eat.
Yeah.
Go hunt some fastballs. We have a ballpark that the ball carries. It's hitting season, like Charlie said.
Oh, I love it.
Like, I just want this family to not panic until, like, we know when baseball really gets going. Right? It's really July.
Hitting season.
It's hitting season. That's when I believe
the weather gets heavy.
We're gonna rake, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to go down to the ballpark.
I got one for you.
Oh man, so much.
Does he homer tomorrow?
Yes, and he goes Oppo Taco.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, left center.
Like his double the other night?
Yeah.
The double? I think he homers tomorrow.
I think he's hitting like a trace shot line drive that lands about 7 rows deep in left center that's still rising when it lands in somebody's hands.
Or breaks somebody's hands.
Or breaks somebody's hands.
No, I see. I mean, he's been locked in. He got to where his at-bats need to be, essentially. Yeah. And when I see a guy, one, walking a lot, and two, driving the baseball away like he did in his last at-bat or his first at-bat the other day on the last day of spring training. And that, to me, is all I need to see. And I think all he needed to see. Once you hit that, like I had a little lesson with a 10-year-old, and I said, how'd you do the other day, right? And the kid rakes. But he says, I had double the other way. I said, that's when you know.
That's all you know.
That's when you know you're locked in and you're ready to go and your timing's right. And him driving that double into the gap was like, okay.
Like, it was a laser.
It was a BB. It was a BB. I think
but
the guy,
you're right.
Listen, I think the guy has a lot to prove to people. I truly believe that. He's a worker. Like I said, some of the perception that we thought of him, went away quick. That, he does have that Philly in him.
Yeah.
And he's here for 13 years, and it's going to be tough at times, right? This family, I understand it. There's going to be times I say don't do it within the first year, but there's going to be times that the boo birds come out, and it's going to happen. But I would suggest to my family, just give it a year, please, before you start the boost. Let's try rallying behind the guy and see if we can get more out of him. Right, the year we ripped Cole Hamels to shreds, right? Do you think we got the best out of Cole Hamels that year after the World Series MVP, or do you think we ruined that season even more for a guy who was struggling? Do you think we helped him?
No,
we didn't help him. Mike Schmidt, right? Mike Schmidt, the guy's old enough to remember. We fucking ruined that guy. He talked about if he played somewhere else, he probably would have better numbers.
Yeah.
Because we crushed him. We were always on him. You know, we wanted the guy so bad here, right? We wanted him. And I listen, I'm a dog. I'm going to be eating here, all right, if I don't see things I don't like. But what I'm saying, if you're down at the ballpark, like, we wanted him so bad, and we wanted a star, and we got one. Do we go a year without it? I mean, I'm asking a question because I don't know.
Philadelphia, where you have the thrill of victory and the agony of reading about it the next day.
Yep.
Mike Schmidt, there you go. That's the quote.
It's crazy. It's great. So that's my question. Do we give it a year, family? And I'm asking everybody. Please chime in. Let me know.
I think he gets at least a year before he starts here.
I don't know. I mean, there's some idiots that go down to the ballpark.
If he goes 0 for the first homestand, he might hear it in the first homestand.
He could. Jeffrey Mays. Speaking of Harper, where's your comment? Jeffrey Mays says, "What's up, Jeffrey?" Says right field seats should be called Harperville. He'll visit there often. I like where your head's at.
I like it.
Ricky Galone, just an update. Flyers are headed to a shootout. Thanks, Ricky. Kyle Meagher, 330 million reasons to boo. Okay. Eric Bornier says Harper won't be MVP. He'll be Real Muto.
Ooh.
He has to absolutely.
Give
but in 140
me a stat
games,
line.
Hold on.
Give me a stat
140
line.
games, that was impossible.
Who was it again?
I think Real Muto could be the MVP of this team, but not of the league.
Who was the who made that comment?
Eric.
Eric, give me a stat line. I just want to see where your head's at with Real Muto, and include number of games played because that's huge for a
huge.
catcher.
If he's only playing 135, it's tough for him to get the numbers to get there. James Edgefield says, I believe the Phillies will be one of the best offensive teams in the league. I'm talking top 5. Our pitching won't be all-star bound. One will. But I'm saying that.
You're saying
that. Our pitching won't be all-star bound besides Nola, but will be one of the most consistent pitching rotations in the league. I see us winning between 98 and 105.
Wow.
How are you, baby?
That's aggressive.
I ain't mad at you, Jay.
That's aggressive.
He's with Ralphie.
Jay, listen, brother. I'm heading to Broad with you then.
Him and Ralphie are eating meatballs at Ma's table.
But hold on a second. I got a question. How do you get that high of a win total if you don't have any confidence in the pitching?
Yeah, no, I question it too.
We got to put a little logic behind this.
So Elliot says, Raspadaldo. I probably got it wrong, Elliot. Sorry, I'm terrible at last names. Philadelphia fans are.
Really?
Can you tell?
Once or twice.
I'm not a last name guy. I'm a nickname guy. You know what I mean? It's more like.
Hey, champ.
It's more like, what's up, B?
What's
know
up?
What I mean? Like, I'll eat you. What's up, B?
Everyone,
what's up, my brother?
Every one of your 10 U's. Champ, pal, buddy.
No. I shorten it. I shorten names.
Yeah.
That's how you got to do it. You know, everybody's got like a little nickname, like a T,
yep.
You know, or like a park. Like it's short. That's baseball life.
Yeah.
Everything's cut in half or
there's a Y at the end.
Yeah.
Mikey, Tommy, Greggy.
Let's go.
Get your heartsies.
So me and Elliot, I talked to Elliot a lot on the book, but he said Philadelphia fans, I'm sorry I got your last name wrong, but he said Philadelphia fans are brutal. He will hear the booze ASAP, LOL. And I can't disagree. Tyler Colvin says, give Harper the patience you gave Markelle Fultz. So that's the opposite, where we didn't get on a guy and he didn't work hard enough.
Who?
Exactly. So we're just going to skip over that.
By the way, the video popped up.
He came with you.
The video popped up yesterday on my memories of when at the Sixers game they did the Fultz chant. They did the Fultz.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, we didn't have your back.
Yeah, we
didn't have your back.
Yeah. Rewatch.
Anyway.
Elliot says, I think we'll win 92 to 95 games this season. Elliot, that's where we're all at.
Yeah, we're right
sitting
there
here, brother. Eric comes back with his numbers.
Okay.
135. Coach's decision, mostly rest.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But he's got, I love it, 285, 39 bombs, and 110 ribbies.
I mean, he's winning MVP if he's hitting 40.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if he can pull that number.
You know what?
He's never. I know he played in Miami.
25.
I know he played in Miami, but like I don't see you jumping 20 home runs. I just don't. I see 10. You could jump 10 because some of your doubles
See,
will go out.
And it's funny because I'm sitting here thinking, is it unrealistic? Sure. Is it impossible?
Oh,
no.
It's not impossible.
Not where he hits in that lineup. Because
and if he puts those numbers, he's damn right. He's in MVP talk.
Because if he comes up, a bunch with, they didn't want to pitch to Harper, so they walked him. And they didn't want to pitch to Hoskins, so they walked him. And now you got first and second, one down with a left-handed bat in the on-deck circle. Maybe he gets a lot of fastballs to hit.
Who?
Real Muto.
In the 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to get pitches to hit in the 5, just like Burrell did back in the day too. So, there's a lot of pitches you're going to see down there. There's a lot of pitches Hoskins going to see, and there's a lot Harper's going to see because there's going to be certain guys that are scorching that you don't want to see. And there's going to be times where Hoskins is hitting the cover off the ball, and you don't want to see him. So now you got to throw Harper fastballs. Now what happens there? Now you get a guy going because he starts seeing pitches he can drive. And I just think it's dangerous. I think teams are going to have a lot. I can't stress it enough. I mean, the bottom 3 of our lineup can bat in the top 5 for a lot of teams around this league. They could be top 5 guys. They could be. Yeah. Not saying that team's good. I'm just saying they could be top 5 guys.
Because they used to be our top 5.
Because they used to be our top 5. So now it's like what we were hoping with the Sixers. The more you add, the deeper your bench gets. Yeah. We didn't get there quite yet because our bench isn't where we need to be. But the point is, the more you can bring in and the deeper you can get in spots and put guys more in a comfort zone and less pressure, I think helps tremendously.
Yeah, real quick, guys. Flyers stave off elimination with a 5-4 shootout win over Toronto.
Just staying alive.
Staying alive.
Staying alive.
ha, 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 staying alive.
I can't sing, so I'll just end it there.
Moving on.
Frank Vespi says 92 wins.
All right.
Elliot says, big fan of the show, guys. Keep up the great work.
Thanks
Thanks brother.
Thanks,
Love
E.
it. Kyle says Flyers won. Thank you, Kyle. Tower says, how many bombs does Segura hit? He should have been an All-Star Game MVP last season. He was robbed. Now, bombs, Tyler, I'm not going to say he's going to hit too many. He could hit 20. But to me,
I'm 17. 18.
Yeah, to me, the guy's going to bat 300 for you. He's consistent, right? He's something we didn't have. You went up the middle in this league. We had no shortstop. We had 5 different guys playing goddamn shortstop last year. You ain't winning no division rolling out 20 shortstops. You ain't winning nothing. You ain't winning Little League games rolling out 20 goddamn shortstops.
To me,
though, you went up the middle. My point is,
yeah.
and this solidifies you defensively up the middle because the guy's got. I mean, every shortstop's got a great glove, but he does. He really does. And he's a damn good shortstop in this league, and he just fills so many holes that were missing for this baseball team. And he's a flat-out pro. He's another guy. Listen, what really is interesting about this lineup is there's a ton of guys that see a ton of pitches.
Yeah.
And when you got a lineup like that, that's Red Sox
and that's what they wanted last year.
And they,
you know what I mean? Like, they wanted it. That was their hope, their philosophy.
Work. Make guys work. Yep.
There's one guy. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, you're two through 5 realistically, but there is one guy to me in this lineup that does never move, and it's Gene Segura in the 2-hole.
Great.
He is there every day of the week. Now, if you want to move Hoskins, Harper every once in a while, just to maybe mix it up a little bit, you know, I could see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
fair.
there is one guy that never moves from the 2-hole, and that is Gene Segura.
Agreed.
But I just think he just gap to gap, just double machine, 15 to 18.
He doesn't strike out, Greg.
I know. That's the beautiful thing.
And you want a guy in front of Harper or Hoskins, whatever the case may be that day, that doesn't strike the hell out. I'm telling you, it's the Boston Red Sox offense of the NL. It is. Listen, we're going to get pitchers out in the 4th. Yeah. We're going to see a lot of bullpens and wear motherfuckers out.
It's funny because what I was just going to say to you guys when you guys were talking about
fucking back, fucking kumbaya. Get in here. It's been a long time. Jesus Christ. Let's go.
You're talking about seeing a lot of pitches. I was just going to lean over to you and say,
I hurt my arm so bad.
we're going to be seeing a lot of 3-hour and 25-minute ball games too.
A lot of 12-5ers. Big fan of the 12-5 that goes to 12 at night. We're going to come on at 9. We're going to come on at 9 o'clock on Wednesday nights. And, like, our live reaction, we'll be doing post-game. We'll stop going to 2 in the morning.
It'll be like we would go off the air at 11:30, but the Phils are still on, so we're going to stay with you till the end.
What the fuck, dude? Where did all the...
You had a reservoir.
Yeah.
Can you clean the reservoir when you bring... I mean, it's unbelievable.
Dude.
This isn't the first time.
Dude, I can't do everything for you.
I know.
Once you put the straw in, the reservoir's yours.
Yeah, but it's up to you. It's up to you on the fill game. The fill game, you're overfilling.
No, you created the reservoir when you put the straw in.
Because of the overfill. It all starts
But
with
it
an
was
overfill.
perfect because there was no reservoir before you put the straw in.
Well, that's a bad fill. That's an over-aggressive
perfect
fill.
fill.
No. Hold up.
You wanna
No,
run
this is
another
on you.
line.
This is
Run
on you.
another line.
This is on you because you got to put the straw in and you got to take the sip. It's all about sip.
Yeah.
You got to get the
But then you
sip.
get this straw back out, and then you got to sip the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're right. You guys are right, but wrong. Because it means have a low class.
I don't think so.
See if you get one next week.
Is this the only thing we're going to argue about? Phillies baseball is back, baby.
Next week you get the small.
Next week you get the 32 ounce
Kid cup.
as $1.
Get the little kid cup. Little kid Sunday.
So,
Tommy.
real
Love
quick.
it.
Let's go kind of like big picture with the Phils. Who do we think is going to be the leading hitter batting average wise?
Segura.
I'll go Hernandez.
You son of a bitch. I was going Hernandez, too.
Adubel has a very good shot.
I was thinking of
Odubel's got a shot.
But I'll say realistic, and I'll go with a guy who's consistently a 300 guy.
So where are you with him?
I'm at 290.
So you got Segura under 290?
No, he's got Hernandez. Well, I guess.
Yeah, you got Segura under 290.
So you got Hernandez at 290? I got Hernandez at like 305.
Wow. Love it. I love it. No, I think,
I'm not saying Segura.
What do you got?
Between 305, somewhere in that little range. Nothing crazy.
Home runs.
Harper.
Yeah, it's gonna be Harper.
Yeah, pretty unanimous.
Where you got?
Give me a number.
And I'm at 47.
Ooh, okay, aggressive. I like it.
Broad Street talking.
I'm at 45.
Ooh, let's giddy up. Shit, I almost want to break records out here. I mean, I know
72.
I know this for a fact. And
He's going 91. 91.
Elliot talked about it in here. Did you guys see Harper's stats in our park when he was in Washington? And from a guy I know that knows him, Elliot said that this is a big reason on why he wanted to come here because he hits so well here, and he wants to be a Hall of Famer, and he wants to be an all-time great. And he believes he can hit the cover off the ball here to be that. So
Part of it's going to normalize, though, playing 81 games here. But is it going to normalize to the point that it makes him an average hitter? Hell no. Hell to the no.
I hate to put guys over a certain amount.
Are you doing it?
Yeah.
You going there?
I think he hits over 50.
Boom.
I think he hits over 50. I think the first year he's got so much to prove and on a mission that he's locked in for 162, and the guy just flat out hits the cover off the baseball because there's so much around. Like, if the health is right and everything's right in this ballpark where the ball flies in the summertime, I think he has the ability to. Do I think he's going to get over there? Realistically, I would say around 42. But I'm going to get cute because both of you took my numbers.
All right.
So I got to go over.
Going over. So, weird oddball stat, and shout out to Bob Vitrone on this one. No player in Major League history has ever ended the season with 55 home runs. Let's go. Round it up. This year, 55.
You got 55?
No, that's just what. If you're going over 50, I want 55.
Okay, yeah, then I'll take
I want him to be the guy to hit that number.
Good. I want to be hitting him in the water like he's in San Fran, like he's Bonds.
We don't even have water, but we'll put it there.
Hit it to the fucking Delaware.
We'll put it there.
Put it to the Delaware. We'll pick up the ball and we'll run it there, and all the people can jump out of their boats. And then that's slop. That's how excited and locked in we are.
We'll put a kiddie pool in section 202. Some fucking rubber duckies. Hit it in the water.
Harper's Pond.
Or that right field.
A lot of cute fish. We buy like goldfish swimming around.
That right field scoreboard, they'll just put like a picture of like waves on it every time he comes up to bat. Just keep peppering the scoreboard, baby.
There's a needle in Bonds' face. You want to be better than this guy?
So obviously, if we think Harper's got to have that many homers, he's obviously leading the team in RBIs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Hoskins might be able to come close, but
Still growing a little bit.
yeah.
It's still long sometimes. There's some things that he can get better at.
Yeah.
But, I mean, driving the baseball and hitting the ball out of the ballpark is something he does well. You know, I easily think he's a 35-plus guy.
there's going to be a lot of home runs out of them too. I expect it. And then Real Muto's is more of a 20-25 guy. I don't think he's going to hit as many people think he is because of the gameplay too. Yeah. That factors in. Segura, 15-20, a double anywhere from, he could
15 to 25 probably.
Shit, I mean,
it's a big range
He'd
for
go
him.
15 to 30 if he's locked.
If he's locked.
Franco, another guy, anywhere from 20 to 30, you're getting at him. And Cesar's a guy that'll hit you 12 to 15. So I mean, you got a lot of pop throughout your lineup, which is great. I mean, there's a lot of protection like we talked about.
You got a lot of pop in a hitter's ballpark.
You got a Nola overrun? You got a Nola?
Well, that's where I was going next, pitching wise. I mean,
it's my son.
My
firstborn.
Over under on what wins?
Whatever you got. Maybe you want to throw a couple? We'll take a couple. Whatever you got.
All right, I'm going 19-7, 285.
19-7, 285. I got one if you want me to.
Go ahead.
2-1.
Ooh.
22-3.
Wow.
Yep.
That's Cy Young.
Shove it up fucking asses because he got no run support. He hasn't got run support since he's been here.
I love how you took 25 decisions though and just sat on the number 22-3.
Yep.
There's just 25 decisions. Off we go.
We're going to pencil that in. I did that.
Off you
I
go.
didn't even think about that. I just threw a number out and it fell right in the face.
Well, I mean that's typically the average for starters. You get 25 decisions.
Mike, I'm right around you. I think I'm 20. Yeah, I'm 20-5. With a 2.4.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the ERA just a little lower because if he's going to get to that number, I expect.
Yeah, if you get to 22, you're right. He's going to be a little lower.
2-1, 2-2, somewhere in there. I think he's good enough to get that. I can't think off my head what he had last year, but it was around that. Yeah, it was low, so I expect him to get better. He's gotten better every year. I expect the growth from him too here, and I think he knows what's on his shoulders here. Well, as the ace of this staff, I expect a monster year.
Oh, what's funny about that is
deserves it too. Just goes about his business.
I understand the rationale both ways. The reason I went 285 on this, you may think it's a little high, but I feel like he's going to be pitching with a lot of leads.
The hitter's league too, and
with a lot of leads, it affords him a little bit of wiggle room for a mistake here and there. Yeah. So I'm willing to see him give up the occasional, bomb or 2-run double or something like that. Just peppering fastballs if he's sitting on an 8-2 lead, as opposed to pitching at 1-0 or 2-1 all the time like he did last year.
Well, you have to be locked in. Yeah. I can see that too. Yeah, I think he wins the Cy Young. I think you got two guys on this team. Bringing home some hardware.
Oh, yeah, no
and
question.
Hopefully, as a team, we bring home some hardware as well. Eric Jacinto says, guys, do we try and get another starter, left-handed pitcher before the deadline? Thinking Mad Bum or Robbie Ray, maybe Duffy from the Royals.
So Wilson,
absolutely.
Wilson and I became best friends last night.
Oh, here we go.
You guys doing karate in the garage?
Well, no, but even better is that there was some discussion in the Real Talk group of the Braves versus Phillies and how could the Phillies go out and basically make sure that they were locked in starting pitcher-wise. And Wilson and I both basically threw the same trade out there, and it was Adonis Medina, Hazley, and a couple prospects to San Francisco for Mad Bum.
Yeah, done and done.
Because Clay was saying that the Phillies don't have enough left in their system to go out and get Bumgarner. And Wilson and I were both like, don't be too sure. I could put together a deal right now for Bumgarner that I guarantee they would take.
Yeah.
And I basically said,
don't forget our old number one pick, Mickey Moniak, starting to hit the baseball.
Yeah.
And talked to Zach Barrow, who actually umpired one of his games down there in Clearwater. So he looked great.
Yeah.
He had a ball right down the line, right by him for a double. He was playing in the same game Harper was playing in and Singer. So it was pretty cool. It was actually up in the game, but gave me a little Moniak report, which I love. The guy looks good, looks bigger. So that's just getting stronger and bigger because he was a little guy coming out, out of high school. Some guys are a little thicker. He was a small frame coming out. Needed to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah,
he's close. He's very close.
He's your California center fielder.
Yeah, he's a lot closer. Just to touch on, he's a lot closer to the big leagues than people think he is. I don't think he's far away.
But what I threw out there was Dylan Cousins, Hazley, Adonis Medina, and Archimedes Gamboa from Mad Bum.
Oh, it's
I think that gets that done in a half a heartbeat.
And you might even be able to save on a Gamboa by throwing, a Williams in the deal to give him a major leaguer. Just because with the roster, where's Williams fit?
Right.
And I love Nick Williams,
Well, guess
but
what? I don't think
where's
he
fit?
And I don't think he wants to fit anymore. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, I think he sees the writing on the wall.
Absolutely.
And like any competitor, you want to start, right? You want an
I
opportunity
got
to be a
Nolan from
starter.
last year, by the way.
What?
Nolan from last year. He had 33 starts.
Okay.
17-6.
23 decisions.
With a
Okay.
2.37.
2.37. Okay.
Yeah.
So a 2.221 isn't crazy.
No.
They expect him to get a little bit better.
But
I agree with Mike,
I'm
though, with leads and big leads and letting off the gas a little bit. So I can see that. But he can still do the 2.7-ish and win 23 games.
Yeah.
And still run away with it.
If they're hitting the ball the way we
Yeah, and run
expect
away with a Cy Young.
I'm definitely in on still adding a pitcher. Whether it's a trade, whether it's Robbie Ray, or even kicking Keuchel back.
I don't think they're out on Keuchel. I've been hearing a lot of whispers on MLB Network Radio that the Phillies and Keuchel are like kind of married at the hip, and it's just not done yet.
And here's my thought process: is all these guys that just signed the extension are all guys that were getting ready to hit the market or supposed to hit the market in the next year or so. Now, were we going to really be players on Chris Sale? Probably not.
No.
Verlander at that age? Probably not. Was DeGrom ever getting out of New York?
Nope.
No, probably not. But those three guys that were destined to hit the market or supposed to, that now are never going to. So now you have to go make another move to solidify your rotation moving forward, because who else is out there? We went through the list a couple weeks ago. There's no one else out there next year as like a splash or anyone that's going to make any impact.
No, and some of that needs to come from your system.
Yeah.
Because you do win internally at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So some of that has to come from there.
My tickets for tomorrow's Phillies game are available in the MLB Ballpark app.
Boom. Got it.
Thank you.
So, I'm so jealous. I'll be in a cage the whole time while this game's going off tomorrow. And I'm sad about it. I didn't prep well enough for it.
And here's my mark out moment on this entire email. Party with Questlove, 2 p.m., Third Base Plaza. 5-time Grammy Award-winning musician will DJ before the game. If you've ever seen Questlove do a DJ set, his stuff is absolutely off the hook. So now I'm all like, 2 o'clock, Questlove. Maybe I will venture over there a little bit early.
Maybe I'll make a stumble.
Stumble across the street one time.
Tyler Coughlin says we're going to scoot Mookie Betts away from the Red Sox in a few years.
He's not getting out of there.
I don't think he's getting out of there either, Tyler.
No,
but
I love it. I love it.
I would literally do whatever needed to be done to make that happen.
Can we go back to Harper for a second, though, real quick?
Yeah, go back.
Go back.
Something that I was thinking about
Circle back.
earlier that really just has me like super hype about this guy. This is a guy who went and got his GED at 16 years old so he could go to JUCO and be eligible for the Major League Draft so that he could become a free agent at this level at this young of an age. He and his family and his agent have been planning for this season since he was 16 years old. If you don't think he's going to capitalize on this more than just in the bank account, you're kidding yourselves. This is like, like his one shining moment is going to be 162 games long. Because this is it. This is what he wanted and has planned for and been on the road to for 10 years.
No, you're 100% spot on. And
absolutely.
And a lot of guys, and some guys plan, but not as much as he has in his situation. They plan for this big splash in free agency. They plan for money that you could never imagine getting.
This is a guy who was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 16.
There's no
this shit doesn't faze him.
No, that's the big key, right? That's the big key, Mike. That's the biggest key is that you don't get more pressure than at 16 being on the cover of Sports Illustrated. So now the rest of your career is looked at through a microscope. Everything you do, which is the way it is nowadays.
And the way it has been.
Even more so. So, I think he's primed to have monster years here. I think he's primed and wants to be great. And we talk about with any guy, talk about it with my dudes all the time. The want-to is what separates guys. It's what separates good players from the best of all time. Right? It's what separates guys who got to the show and didn't get to the show.
Yeah.
How much do you want it? How much extra work are you willing to put in? The guy's a worker, okay? And I think he's going to capitalize not only from things you said, but advertising deals, spokesperson things. Just so much. The guy's in a huge East Coast market and is going to clean the hell up. And you're talking about you could add another $150 million to that deal on the money he's going to make just through that kind of stuff, especially if they're winning. And if you don't think that his camp doesn't realize if they win here, the capitalization and the extra money that they're going to make, you could talk about it. You could make the same amount of money as his contract if they win a couple World Series here.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Because then he's a face of baseball. When you become the face of baseball and you want to be, unlike Trouty, who doesn't want that, which is completely fine, but if you want that and you're the face, oh, baby, are you cleaning up.
But the thing that I love about him, and you're spot on, is that he understands what it's like to win in Philly because of what happened with the Eagles. He understands what it's like to be a superstar in Philly because of what he sees in Joel Embiid. And he understands what it's like to have to rebound in Philly because of what's going on with the Flyers. For a guy who is not from here and has never played here as his home team, he has his finger on the pulse of sports in this town so much. Within 2 years, he's going to be a bigger, call it mainstream star than JoJo and Carson within 2 years.
I don't disagree with that at all.
Book that.
Yeah. I
mean, that's absolutely fact.
Listen,
It's
home
like,
runs bring the girls to the yard. So.
Chick sticking the log ball.
Everybody was asking him the last couple of days, what are you going to do the first time you're in a bat? And I loved his response. He goes, I do what I do. That's my sanctuary. You know what I mean? That's when I'm the most calm. It's because that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing since I've been 16. He goes, I'm more anxious driving down the freeway.
Well, nobody gave me a legit answer about, do we give the free pass of a year with no bill?
Oh, I did, yeah.
And just encourage and just try to and go that route for year one. Because this is a marriage that has a prenup in it, babe. This is a 13-year marriage that's got a $330 million fucking prenup in there. So how do we want to go about it? Yeah. Do we want to go about our usual way?
And a no divorce clause.
Yep, and dog a motherfucker, right? Do we want to dog a guy, game in, game out, microscope everything? Or do we want to encourage the best player on our team? You know what I'm saying?
I'm all for it.
I'm not trying to take away what we are, right? Because what we are is emotion and come at you when things don't go well. But do we be little kittens for a year?
But you know
what I mean? Just
I think the recent trend is we're gonna let them sit. You know, when's the last time like anyone necessarily booed Ben Simmons? Like
no. Hold the hell on. Not we, because I never did.
You're talking about Tommy's son.
This crumb of a fan base, right? This crumb of a fan base. Let me get this out. I see you looking. I'm not talking about you.
No, I'm just wondering where you're going.
Rode the guy who essentially won us a World Series, or rode this fucking dude who was a great dude off the baseball field and on the baseball field, and Ryan Howard. Crushed this guy. Murdered him. He was the best player in baseball over a 3-year stretch, and we rode his ass and probably made him – he still comes back and he loves us because he got it, okay, because he understood it, because he was a great dude. We rode him. Jimmy Rollins, great dude, great clubhouse guy, great teammate, rode him. But we gave Chase Utley free passes forever. I wonder how we're going to go about this. Are we going to Chase Utley, Bryce Harper, or are we going to Ryan Howard Chase Bryce Harper? Because if we Ryan Howard him, it's a disgrace. That's all I'm saying. Because that guy, all he did was carry a ball club and get ridiculed because of the money he signed, which isn't his fault, and an Achilles.
All right, so I'll go back and ask you guys the same question that I asked you 2 weeks ago when we sat here. When was the last time Philly, as a whole, showed that kind of love to a minority player, black or Hispanic?
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Flat out fucking disgusting, all of you, who are that reason. Because you're telling me. I
don't think it's a conscious thing, but I do think subconsciously it is spot on.
No, because the guy has great hair and Utley looks great. No, I know the reasons. It's perception. Okay? Okay, but it's bullshit because Howard was a better player.
He was.
You can make a case Rollins was better.
Well, I think both are Hall of Famers.
Who, Rollins
and Howard?
And Howard?
Well, Jimmy, an MVP, and a 2020 20 season. Howard, like you said, best 3-year stretch in baseball.
Historic.
Anthony, you're wrong.
And-
Anthony, you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. You're going to say Howard could have been bigger than Harper, but he just didn't care? Where'd you get that report from, babe? Who reported that? Because that moron should be fired yesterday or the day he reported that nonsense. He didn't care. He won a goddamn World Series here, and we still give him the look at it. This fan base still gives the guy no respect.
He didn't care. He tore his Achilles and only missed 3 weeks of the following season.
I love my family. I really do. I love you all. But this, you guys think what comes out of your mouth? Did you watch the guy? Did you hear his interviews? He never ran from nothing. He never ran from nothing. When do we start saying that's all we ask for? Rob Brinkman crushed Joel Embiid for not talking to the media the other night, right? Howard never did that shit. Never. Rowan, same way.
Which, by the way, props to Brinks on that. Props to Brinks on that.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not.
I just said I get it. I understand why guys do it sometimes. They're fucking pissed off. They don't want to say something that's going to get taken out of context, so they just avoid it. I understand it because I'm an emotional cat. So I get it. You put a mic in front of my face after a loss, I'm hammering you, I'm hammering you, I'm hammering you. So I'm better off just going home. Petting the dog.
Wait, you hammer after losses? Well, you just hammered.
Just hammer anyway. I mean, Joel just wants to go home and pet the little doggy and then
Pet little Hinky.
And then just
Whoop.
But all I'm saying is just put some respect on Ryan Howard's name for once in this city. That's all.
Real quick, I know we got to get to break pretty soon, but I think we had one more category we wanted to hit with these guys, which was breakout player. Who you got?
Sorry, Eric says McNabb too. Another one. Now, McNabb did something to himself because McNabb didn't – we were wrong because you draft a guy the day you boom, the day you draft him, you're a crumb.
Yeah.
Right? All right, I'd already start you off as a crumb. So that was a shit relationship, and this fan base looked in the mirror on that one too.
But McNabb was arrogant.
Was arrogant. Ryan Howard was not.
Anybody who talks about themselves in the third person in interviews is arrogant, unless your name's Bo Jackson.
Yeah, true. Bo knows Bo.
So
but besides that,
breakout player, Greg, what do you got?
For the Phils, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit unconventional. I'm going Sir Anthony.
Okay.
Ooh, that's
Like,
I love that.
And I'm just saying it's a little unconventional just because he kind of broke out last year, but I think he solidifies himself as the closer for this team.
No, it's more than fair. And he did break out last year, but I don't think he was around long enough to really establish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm totally cool with that.
And I drafted him, so.
Oh, there you go. Tommy.
Breakout player. Wow. A lot of talent over here. It's tough decision on which way to go. If I go to the Arms, if I go to a Pavetta, or, I'm going to go Double Herrera. And what I mean by breakout is I smell some consistency. I smell a guy that's going to bat you 285, hit you 25 home runs, play better defense center field.
So what you're looking for is like the all-star Herrera from top to bottom, beginning to end.
Yep. Consistency, a huge need for this team in the bottom of your lineup to hit too. I think he can carry that bottom of the lineup for stretches. So I see a 285, 290 guy in there because he has the ability to. Where's the head at? I can't answer that. Yeah. But he has the ability to drive 25, 30 out too. So I'll go with Herrera.
All right.
Like him and Franco was where I was going. Yep. And then Pavetta, I had my finger on.
Yeah, I was thinking
a great
Pavetta,
name.
but
Pavetta seems to be like the sexy name nationally right
that's
now.
why
I want to stay away for a little bit.
And it's interesting because I kind of feel like
I'm playing the sexy.
I feel like Pavetta's still a year away, but I'm staying in the rotation. I'm going Zach Eflin.
Eric Jacinto said the same thing, Mike. He went Zach Eflin.
Yeah, I'm going Eflin. I feel like that's a guy who has figured it out mentally, and if you figure it out mentally, I think the physical follows.
Yep.
Probably and go back to your example earlier of Vince Velasquez, guy who has all the physical tools, but he can't figure it out mentally. I think Pavetta is real close, but I think Eflin's a guy who has figured it out mentally, and now the performance is going to follow that.
And that's a great choice because he had that stretch last year, that 2-3 weeks where he was damn near unhittable.
Yeah.
And you're right. If he could just, replicate that a couple times, that's a really good.
Yeah. If you have 2.5 to 3 week stretches in a season where you're almost unhittable, you're winning close to 20 games.
Yeah.
Out of a 4 spot in the rotation.
Spidey said he was on Pavetta last year. Loves him. Crossing Guard Ken said, I think Franco will be a breakout player. Adu will be a close second. Eric Jacinto says, F1 is my favorite pitcher, not named Nola.
I like that.
Robbie Brink said, it's going to be a pitcher that breaks out because they have an all-star handling the staff like you were talking about before instead of the stiff Alfaro. I wouldn't necessarily call Alfaro a stiff, Robbie. He was just young and had a lot of needed more seasoning. Could hit the ball, in my opinion. Had a cannon for an arm. You couldn't run on him. But, yes, you're going to get a guy who's a seasoned vet and knows how to handle a staff. Now, does he, though? Because, I mean, what guys has he handled in Miami? But you believe he can handle a staff.
The two things, and I know you guys have heard this as well, but, you know, the two knocks on Alfaro were lazy behind the plate and didn't know what to do when a pitcher shook him off.
Yeah, which is –
like it did.
Call the next thing, brother.
Yeah, just you know, a pitcher would shake him off, and he would immediately start looking to the dugout like, okay,
what do I do?
He just shook me off. What do I do? Go ahead, Rob. What you got?
Sorry.
I tell you what, one thing for Realmuto, though, he turns a lot of substandard, mediocre pitchers into pretty good pitchers. Like, think about Dan Straley. Dan Straley's horrible. Yeah. So that's a feather in his cap.
No, listen, I can't agree with you guys anymore. You know, I completely agree with that. Brinkman says Alfaro stinks.
He doesn't stink. He was young.
Yeah, Realmuto's better, Rob. But, I mean, I still think Alfaro has a lot of upside, bro. When you hose motherfuckers and your first time out on the plate and you got a cannon like that, you obviously have an upside. When you can hit balls away 430, you have upside. So is it a huge upgrade for us? Absolutely. Yeah. I do the deal every day and twice on a doubleheader. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not as far as saying he's a stiff like you are. There is definitely concerns with him behind the plate and in laziness like we talked about. But stiff, I just can't. No, Rob, his throwout rate was the best in baseball, brother. So you don't tell me literally every catcher in the major has a cannon. We know it's Major League Baseball. Everybody throws the ball, okay? But when you lead the league and throwout rate, there's something to be said. Come on, Robbie. Come on, babe. You don't have to like a guy, but numbers equal numbers and facts are facts. So when your throwout rate that successful, you got a little bit better of a cannon than everybody else, especially when your footwork and your quickness isn't as good as other catchers. Yeah. So that's above average cannon. That's a laser beam, baby. Come on. Everybody on the couch, the chairs know this shit. All you got to do is Google for me, Rob. Come back to me. I'll be here. You know where I'm at, babe. I'll see you Monday. Sports Hounds, you guys do a hell of a job. But I love that.
One of them does.
I'll be filled in
the other one's a New York fan.
I love Brad, though. I say Brad online is different than Brad. Brad in person's a great dude.
Yo, Brad's great.
One of the nicest guys you ever meet. Online, you want to strangle sometimes. Who the fuck is this guy? This crumble.
I enjoyed this past Monday's show.
They did a great job.
They did a real nice job.
Great interviews, too. You got to give them a lot of love. I mean, Martelli, they talked to, obviously, before he got fired. And, you know, I heard Martelli calling one of the morning shows, and after he got fired, it was a mess. Yeah. I feel terrible for him. But they had Martelli on 2 weeks ago, and then they had Jimmy Jackson on, and they talked Flyers last week. I have a video saved for my phone, like an 8-minute of it, listening to it. It was good. It was awesome. It's great. It's great for A2D. Them guys do a hell of a job, and they just keep it up, brother. But you're wrong.
I'll be filled in with them on Monday.
But you're wrong. All right? You sound like Chucks right now. All right? Go watch your little tape with Chucks, sir. You and Chucks. A little fucking, you guys go in a closet and watch film. That's your homework until I see you Monday.
I had a little chance to chill with Chucks this past Friday at
No, Chucks is the best. So is Rob. I'm here to break fucking balls, babe.
I just never see him. I'm never here when he's here. So
this is agree to disagree radio. This isn't agree kumbaya radio. That's how you feel about it. I feel this way. Let's debate. It's fun. It's sports. We're here to do. We ain't here to hold hands, even though I love these two son of a bitches. Love you and love the family. Well, I'm here to come and debate some things.
So, you know, on this show you get 3 intelligent baseball fans, so we don't disagree on a whole lot. But
no, we don't.
Not when baseball talks.
But we do. I mean,
a whole lot of other stuff, but not baseball.
No, and throughout the year, I'm sure we're going to have some disagreements, but not really because we see things a lot that's similar. And most of the baseball family that the baseball people do, you know. We got family flying in here. How many innings does Nola go, Eric says? Does he pull him in the 8th with a 2-1 lead?
I think
he pull him in the 4th?
No, honestly, I think as long as he is in control tomorrow, he lets him go to 100.
Anthony says he's in Reading all the time going to games. You guys should connect.
Oh, no doubt.
He said he's seen F1 a ton. He said he just needs a little more. He needs a little more time like Nola did. But he's right there.
Wait, what's his name? Anthony what?
Aedis.
Anthony, send me a friend request, brother. We'll hook up out in Reading.
He also says, is Martelli going to get a job? I believe he will someday.
He will.
He's not done yet.
I would be willing to bet that it's at a smaller school, but he will get a job.
So this is the last question, and then we'll head to break. It's a good one from Tyler Coughlin. Ken's got one too. Don't know if you caught my question earlier. How many games will we need before giving Gabe his first grade thoughts? Let's go 40. Let's break it in like some increments. So I would say
40, 42.
Whatever quarter of the year is.
Quarter of the year is roughly 40.
All right, so
40 to 41.
So we'll grade after that. We'll give a full grade after that. Is that fair, Crossing Guard Ken? I think it is. Tower Coughlin.
He's got 4 marking periods.
Yeah, we're here. 4 semesters.
The old teacher.
I love marking periods because that's what they are. In high school, 4 marking periods. Tower Coughlin. Do you guys have an issue if Cap, and I do, if Cap uses Robertson as a closer and not Sir Anthony? Abso-fucking-lutely, because can people stop telling me that David Robertson was a good closer? He was at times. He was a better setup guy. Again, numbers speak to it. He was lights out in the 8th inning. I want to put a guy where he's lights out at. Can he close? Yes, he can. He absolutely can close. I'm not saying he can't. His numbers are better in the 8th. His numbers are better. Sir Anthony has closer stuff. All right, Robertson doesn't throw hard enough to be a closer anymore. I mean, to me, you gotta pump 99 sometimes as a closer. I don't know. It's just me. Like my closers got to come in and throw fucking hard, in on hands, break bats. I mean, that's a closer to me.
Jose Mesa laughs at you.
But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think I do have an issue with that. Robertson is my setup guy. Sir Anthony is my closer until Sir Anthony can't get it done.
I don't have an issue with it. It's just not my preferred bullpen setup. I'm with you. I'd rather see Sir Anthony in the 9th, Robertson in the 8th. But if Gabe decides that that's the way that he wants to go early in the season just to kind of ease Sir Anthony into he's got to go a full 162 this year, I'm fine with it.
That's kind of where I was at, too, early at least. Let the veteran, ease into the season.
I don't play
But the other, what we don't know,
this is
what we don't know is when you signed him, what did you tell him his role was? You know what I mean? Like, that's,
Listen, all I'm going to say is I disagree with you because I want to start things off the way they're going to be. I don't want to ease in. I'm here to win baseball games right now. The guy closed last year. He did not close last year. So he closed in Sir Anthony. So it's not like it's going to be his first time doing it. I want to put him right back out, essentially where he left off, even though he struggled at the end, and go right to you game 1 or whatever game. I want to go right to you and say, here's the ball. Can you get it done? We're going to find out real early if you can close.
Well, let me pose a different question to you then. Because now Tyler's got me thinking. Phillies had a guy last year that they shipped out to the minors who they brought back and was fucking unhittable for the last month and a half of the season. That was Hector Neris. What are you doing with him? Because to me, if he comes out early on and he's as unhittable as he was last year, that's your guy.
Yeah, Rob's wrong. Sorry, Robbie Brink, you're wrong.
What do you say?
Set rolls in the bullpens are a thing in the past. It's all about high leverage outs, all going to be about matchups.
Oh, that's all Kapler speak.
Yeah, I mean, you're really drinking the coconut oil. I mean, Jesus Christ, Rob. You're better than that. You're a baseball old school thinker, dude. You're telling me that guys don't need rolls in the bullpen? Come on. Anybody out there that says that, this new age think is bullshit. Ask any fucking reliever in the goddamn game. Ask them really off the record. Every one of them. I've asked them. They want to know what their role is. Their role don't want to be a flip-flop. The goods in this game want to know the role. Are you kidding me? Fucking high leverage outs. What does that even mean? What the hell does that even mean? Did you Google high leverage outs and Kapler's face popped up? Jesus Christ!
No, it was the vote.
We just blew the sports sounds for 5 minutes here, and you totally ruined it all.
You glory hound! You're a whore, Brink.
You really did.
You fucking whore.
This guy really gave me a presser from Kapler. I mean, he came with a press conference. Jesus God, are we drinking the Kool-Aid or what with this son of a bitch? Did you tan with him too? You guys a little double dip on the tanning bed, head to toe?
Oh, Maron.
Maybe we should impose Brink's face over Curly's body and rerun the poll.
If I didn't ask legit like relievers, at least in the minor league systems and a few, if I didn't ask any and get that info, then maybe I'll buy into the new age thinking. Then maybe guys don't care anymore. But when I ask guys that are younger guys, and the younger guys are telling me they want to know what their role is, are you kidding me? You're gonna tell me the players are wrong? Just because the league goes in a certain direction and is idiotic with shit doesn't mean you have to be. Did Boston do all this last year? Somebody tell me. Did Boston flip-flop their fucking pen? Did they? Who marched last year? Who had a parade? Did the Yankees flip-flop their pen around? Hell no. Nope. Come on, man. The best teams in the league didn't do that shit. Did the Dodgers? Did Kenley Jansen? No, he's a fucking closer. I love getting fired up. So much fun.
I didn't see your laugh.
I love it. I have so much fun. I just think of names, and I'll just keep shitting them out to you.
Well, no, you
sign Andrew Miller in St. Louis to say, oh, we're going to fucking move you all around. Who knows? You might pitch in the sixth sometimes. The hell out of here.
Well, I mean, it's
Andrew
ridiculous, though.
Miller does pitch in the sixth sometimes.
Well, that was Tito's fault. Yeah. Tito also had a closer, though.
Rob, you can't do that, though. I understand the thought process, my brother. He said if the 3, 4, 5 hitters are up in the seventh or the eighth, I want my best reliever face him, and that's Dominguez.
Stop it. Every team in Major League Baseball who has a legit closer uses that closer in the goddamn ninth inning.
This guy.
I have never seen Aroldis Chapman throw in the seventh inning of a goddamn regular season game.
I know.
It doesn't happen.
This guy, 3, 4, 5 in the seventh. That means your bullpen fucking stinks. If you can't throw, if you're seven guy.
Hold on. JD Martinez is coming up. Bases loaded in the sixth. Oh, get Aroldis up.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, wrong hand. Get Aroldis up. High leverage situation.
Come on. You're better than that. All right. What else we got? No, we don't, Rob, but we're going to find out if we have a reliever of the pedigree of Chapman. You're going to find out if Sir Anthony can close at a high level in this league. And the only way you're going to find it out, Rob, I'm not saying that Dominguez and Robertson are the caliber of Jansen and Chapman, but if they're your closer and your setup guy, then that's who they are. You got to find out what level they're on.
Yeah, Tristan said don't forget to breathe.
I mean, how do we know Sir Anthony's not Kenley Jansen? How do we know he's not Aroldis Chapman?
We don't know.
He's a pop. You know, he had a cup of coffee last year, and he was pretty lights out for half of that cup.
Rob,
I'm still riding the Nearest train too.
Totally redeems yourself. This is how you redeem
What do you
yourself.
say? What do you say?
This is why you signed Kimbrel to pitch the ninth. I don't disagree. I've been begging for Craig Kimbrel. I said if you give me Kimbrel, I'll see you all on Broad. I'll start packing my shit up and get my spot now.
Oh wait, hold on. So wait,
I've been begging for
so hold on. So if we sign Kimbrel, but then Freddie Freeman comes up in the seventh inning, bases loaded, high leverage situation, you go into Kimbrel in the seventh?
Yeah, are you up?
Come on.
High leverage outs. High leverage out. Kimbrel in the fourth. Oh, no, in trouble. In the first.
Kimbrel starting the game.
Yep.
He's our opener.
Yeah. And Rob's like, man, this Kapler just thinks it. He thinks it through. He's just a thinker. I love him. He just thinks high leverage thinker.
So do we want to hit our division winners and stuff after the break?
Yeah. High leverage thinker.
Because I got to go do some high leverage thinking in another room.
Listen, Eric, we're going to be talking Sixers on the other side.
Absolutely.
Fam. We got Sixers up. Before Sixers, we'll go over MLB division winners. We'll give them out. We'll let you know who's winning the goddamn World Series, too, because we love to do shit early. And then we're going to love to say, well, I was right, Kyle.
I do.
About the Red Sox. Sixers, Nets predictions.
Hashtag told you so.
Eagles draft strategy. And you, fam. Everybody on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, head over to YouTube. The link's in the description right at the top. Click on it. Come join us for the second half. We'll see you in a few.
Go late tonight.
Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the BS.
A2D Radio. Thank you, Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountant. Make them yours. It is still tax season, not too late. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com.
Get that discount.
You tell them we sent you. That's 15% off. All you got to say is a fucking name, and we're taking things off. We're just chopping for you. This is what we do. Dr. Paul Waddell, Specialized Physical Therapy. I guarantee he'll give you a discount on a massage, whatever. Tell them fucking everybody at A2D sent you, and go get your rub down. Physical therapy. I don't know.
No happy endings.
No Robert Crafts. Physicaltherapy.com. Find them on the web. Family, see you on the other side.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2D Radio.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2D Radio.com.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Going to say, are we getting unmuted on that one?
I'm just like letting the family know there could be a walk-off on the set.
It's a walk-off winner.
It's a walk-off winner. Could be a segue into tomorrow. It could be a very segue into tomorrow where it feels a little walk-off, maybe a little Harper walk-off in some fashion. He's known for opening day heroics, sort of his thing. So that'd be exciting. But we started to show off Philly season preview. We talked about it for over an hour, babe. It's exciting times, and we're willing to keep talking about it if you got stuff to talk about.
The most wonderful time of the year.
And so is tax season up until this year when you get ripped the hell off.
When you get squatta.
When you get ripped the hell off because of the government pulling bullshit. But, that's why you need the 15% off, family. That's why you need to go to Gibson Mayer. Tell them we sent you. Tom and Mike aim in a PM, or just say A2D Radio sent you. It doesn't matter. Just let them know the fam sent you over. Get 15% off Gibson Mayer, our certified public accountant.
Make them yours.
Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mlakovic, Robbie Pove on the ones and twos. This is AM in the fucking PM, A2D Radio. And we'll continue. We got MLB division winners, which still talking Phils, obviously, fam. Sixers Nets predictions, because that's a big game. Brett talked about it today, the importance of this basketball game, getting back on the right track. And Eagles draft strategy, birds of a feather. I sat in with the boys last night. And we talked a little draft, and we'll continue that Eagles draft strategy tonight because I have my opinion still. I know the boys do, so that will be fun. And I know the family out there has a lot of opinions, and that shit's wild. You know what I mean? If you really get into like a full draft show like they did last night, like, man, some of the families talking this pick, this number for this player. It's woo. You know what I mean? I got a little headache.
Yeah,
So
it's baseball season. I'm not even thinking.
I gotta tell you though, I just looked up at the clock. I'm like, 2 minutes after 11 on Christmas Eve. Seriously, I have like that Christmas Eve feeling. I'm like, can we just roll that to midnight and it'll be opening day?
I gotta go to bed.
Let's go.
I gotta go to bed so Santa can come.
Okay, so this is what I need the family to help me with. All right, I really do. I truly do, and I know they will. Is that I have baseball lessons tomorrow from 4:00. Then I have practice. So I'll probably catch the beginning on the radio, or even on my phone, whatever, inside, so I can do that. Now, how do I get through the lessons? Is the interesting part. Now I can't have my phone out, so that's like a no-go. So I guess I'm no dice until our little dudes come in. Now the question is, do we have them throw those live sessions to each other again, where we can, where you get a little audio going. You know what I mean? You get a little audio. That's all. Just a little audio in the background. Nothing crazy. Kids will be into it with baseball. Is that frowned upon?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I think if you could,
but by the time 6 o'clock rolls around, the game's probably gonna be over
or close to it.
But I think if you could expose kids to that age, at that age, to Fransky in L.A., there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and you know what? I might not even go Fransky in L.A. because I might go to the app and just play the game and just whatever. Just have – I'm not watching it. Just, maybe we listen a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe there's some listening tomorrow. We'll find out. Or maybe I just check in. I got the Apple Watch. Maybe I just go to ESPN app and just check in. And
just dabble.
And get a score update and whatever.
Dude,
it's upsetting.
This is where you need wireless earbuds.
I'm just pissed because this is where I hate the built-in day off because tomorrow's an off day. I'm off tomorrow. I have an opportunity to watch it. It's horseshit. Now I don't get a game tomorrow. I don't get a game Monday night. I mean,
No, you're off Friday.
Oh, yeah. That's what I said.
You said tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, Friday. Sorry.
Yeah.
Damn. Tomorrow would be nice.
And that's 3 times, right, in your opening 11 games that you have an off day. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
They go.
Yeah, that's odd.
They have off. Well, the first and the third are weather related. It's the buffer on the team's first homestand to be able to make sure that they give them 4 games to get 3 in. So they open at home. They get an off day during that series as the buffer. They go to Washington. That's only a 2-game series, which is weird. Like, I understand that they have to play teams in their own division an odd number of times, but to have your 3 games in 4 days at home and then have a day off on Monday, go to Washington Tuesday, Wednesday, then have another day off they're back home, actually. They're off Thursday. They're back home Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then they're off again the following Thursday. So there's a lot of like weather related off days in those first couple weeks. There you go.
Guess you have to build them in when you start the season.
Yeah.
It's just giving me the ESPN app's giving me just a little alert.
It's like a sign.
Just a little Phillies Braves 3 o'clock. Watch on the ESPN Plus app.
Yeah, I think they heard you.
No plug. It's just that's weird, right? I mean, that's how weird that is. We're talking about it, and I go in, and and they give a little action to me like that.
It's side.
So we doing
Yes.
division winners here?
Yes, we are. Where would you boys like to start?
Let's start in the American League.
I was thinking American League. You want to start with the big boys? You want to go right to them?
I think we should.
Let's go to the AL East. It's Boston to me.
Yeah, it's Boston.
Yankees bullpen's freaking filthy.
See, that's kind of where I was going. I actually think if Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez all stay healthy with that bullpen, I'm going Yankees.
See, I would buy into that if I believe Stanton would stay healthy. Right. And I'm not buying into that. I'm going to buy into that Red Sox lineup. Just keep raking.
That's fine. I ain't mad at
listen,
you.
It is. It can go either way. This is a close one.
I think it depends on the Red Sox starting staff, too. Everybody's attending to their, bullpen or lack thereof at this point coming into the season. But, will Price still perform at that level? Will Sale still Rick Porcello is another year older. So that if they don't, then I think that just opens the gateways to the Yankees.
Very well could, because the Yankees bullpen's that lights out.
Yeah.
Now, how good's their staff? It's all right.
Banged up coming into the season.
It's all right. I mean, it's nothing. I'm not jacked up about it after Severino. So I mean,
Yeah.
they got guys, but I'm not like it's not in love guys. So it's their pen that's going to be big part of what they do and how they win baseball games. I'm going to go with the guys that I know are going to be on the field and I know are going to rake, and maybe them getting Pedroia back too. A little older, I get it, but just another guy who can hit the baseball. They're fucking dangerous. I can't pick against them until the Yankees take them out, which they very well could this year.
Yeah.
A lot of predicated on their pen and Stanton's health, like usual.
Okay.
If he's healthy, like Mike, if he's healthy and he has a monster year, then they probably win the division.
But you also put a lot on J Happ too. An older guy who's now moved. Pitching in a lot heavier games than he was when he was with Toronto and whoever else he was with too.
True.
Which is kind of why I wanted the Phillies to stay away. It was almost one of those.
I understand.
So,
all right. So we got 2 Boston and the Yankees. Rob?
With the Yankees on that one.
All right, so we're split 2-2.
Family, what do you got in the AL East? Who are you picking?
We'll get to the fam as we're going through.
They can be a decider on that one.
Let's go AL Central,
which is a shit division. I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the Indians.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say it's a 2-team race, but it's really a 1-team race. And if the second team actually has a good year, they could be a race. But it's the Indians.
Who's the second team?
White Sox.
White Sox. I was wondering if you were thinking Twins.
No.
Okay.
I am.
Yeah,
that's where I'm going.
Buxton's having a real good spring.
I feel like this is the year that Minnesota breaks out.
Really?
I don't think
behind Barrios.
Yeah, and I don't think they run away with the division. And interestingly, I think this division, like 88-90, wins it. But I'm going Minnesota.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's not. Listen,
I love me some Twinkies.
But listen, that division's up for grabs, too.
Yeah, it is,
I mean, to me, it's completely up for grabs. I mean,
If Barrios breaks out with Nelson Cruz and Marwin Gonzalez in that lineup.
Yeah.
No,
I forgot they signed Marwin.
I love Marwin. I love what the Indians did to bring him back Carlos Santana. I thought he was a big part of their offense. I think he fits on what they do over there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a comfortability for the guy. So I like them bringing him back. I think it's a smart move for them. But they got the arms.
Yeah.
They got the arms to go get you. That's what separates them in that division, and the health of them arms, which have a lot of wear and tear on them. Remember that. They played a lot of postseason games.
They've been there a lot.
They've been there a lot.
Yeah.
But I'll go with them again. But I like Mike. I like the sleeper in Minnesota. The White Sox can be good too, but Minnesota to me is a little good day because it's a shit division. So
I think they'll take the next step this year.
Who
They
are you
definitely
taking?
will. I got to still stick with the Indians. I mean, I do think they're not as good as last year. I mean, you bring back Carlos Santana, and there's a little familiarity there, but he's not the Carlos Santana that they used to have, back in the day. So,
Lindor being down early on, how does that affect things?
Yeah.
He get off to a slow start.
Yeah, he just had an ankle issue
Yup.
come up again today. Yeah.
But listen, and the owner talking gibberish, talking about the day we spend $300 million, the day teams are spending $1 billion. Like, what are you talking about when you talk about Lindor? So you're already like telling the guy that you're not willing to pay him.
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying, dude?
See, I actually
shut your mouth.
think the
Get
two
that ticket line up.
with Cleveland, I think
Bye, Gene.
losing
Bye, Gene.
Brantley and losing Cody Allen are going to be a lot bigger than they realize.
That's what
I
I
agree.
to, yeah.
I agree. So the family's spoken on the AL East.
Okay, what do we got?
And it's Red Sox City.
Okay.
So we'll go to Red Sox as the decider. We did have Tristan say Cleveland in the AL Central.
Okay.
Trevor Bauer is going to have a phenomenal year this year.
Oh,
I think the Bauer brothers are going to have a really good year.
Yeah?
I think Jake Bowers is going to really hit. Might not be there in the beginning because a little bit of a logjam, but I think he's going to separate himself into a spot.
I think Cleveland's got a ton of starting pitching.
Right.
It's just, to me, it's going to be the offense in the back end of their bullpen.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
No, it
there.
absolutely is.
That's what will give a window for the Twins, but I think they still hold on to it. I think
That's fair. I mean, I had no issue with you guys taking Cleveland in that at all.
I had no issue with you taking Minnesota.
I think
I just
Minnesota's
wanted to
ready
give you
to
an
jump.
answer.
Oh,
I
that's
love-
good.
I love that somebody else went there because I was looking at him like,
Yeah.
man, am I going to get cute?
All right,
And
so
I like that Mike went there. So the West,
let's go out west. I'm going. I think the Houston Astros are the best team in baseball, so I'm going Astros.
Yeah, it's wrong.
clean sweep here.
agreed.
Yeah.
All right, so who else in that?
So that's all
to
four.
add Brantley to that team too.
I don't know
Yeah,
if you can stay healthy. There's not a health.
that's all four of us, though, right? On
Yeah,
Houston.
there is another team in that division that is always around, and you got to respect it.
Seattle.
I ain't going there. The Oakland Athletics always win baseball games.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
just
So,
staring at them.
if you want a sleeper in that division, do I think they win the West? No. Do I think they make the playoffs? Yes.
They get the wild card.
They hit the baseball, man. I don't know how. I don't know where they get them
usually
from.
hit in field.
They hit in field, and they pitch, and they have guys, and it's the Billy Bean effect. They're gonna be in the playoffs. They won 90 what? Now how many? They won 90 something last year and got it.
Well, they're already 0-2, so
Not a good start.
not a good start.
But that division's slop outside of the Astros
Chris
anyway.
Davis is stud pop.
No, he is.
A lot ahead, or the new Crash Davis. You know what I mean?
And Seattle, even though Seattle beat them twice, Seattle's not any good.
No.
The Rangers are good. They're okay. They could be good. I doubt it. They're not good enough. They don't have the pitching to be good. I like their lineup a little bit. I like guys in their lineup, I should say, but nothing special. So
Right.
it's the Astros and everybody else.
Yeah, so let's stay out west and work our way back.
Yep.
NL West.
I'm gonna get cute.
Good.
I'm gonna go with the Padres.
Ooh.
I was thinking that.
Fucking Machado lover, you.
I was thinking that.
I'm a Hosmer guy too.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think he's a great leader. I think he's just a baseball guy. I love Hosmer. I love the effect that I thought that he brought to that team. Just them signing him and going in direction to win.
Casey McDonald's never a bad choice either.
No, and then Tatis coming up and playing short and moving Machado to third, which he's even better at.
Yep.
Really solidifies their left side big time. I think they're going to hit the fucking ball, even though the park's huge. I just believe they will. They have some sleepers in their lineup that you can be like, okay. Now, I think a lot of people are going to go Dodgers, and that's fine. But a lot of innings on Kenley Jansen, a lot of innings on Clayton Kershaw. Obviously, that matters. That matters. Is their lineup good? Yeah, they're good. They're good.
The only thing that worries me about the Padres is I couldn't name any of their starting 5 pitchers right now, to be honest with you.
That's why they're going to win. Mike.
I want to say I want to say Clayton Richard, but I know he's starting the season on the DL.
I'm going to tell you.
And I know they got a bunch of kids that they're real high on, but
him and Chris Paddock, they could be 2 sleeper pitchers in fantasy this year.
Yeah, I'm going to go
I'm
Dodgers. I'm just going to go with the old guard. Until you show me you can beat them. And I was thinking Padres. Like if we were picking wild cards as well, I think that I was going to put the Padres as one of my wild cards.
I remember another guy that got this playing second base for him that people forget about, Ian Kinsler.
Yeah.
I'm not crowning Kinsler, but Kinsler's a good player.
Bro.
So now look at that infield. That infield's Machado, Tatis, Kinsler, Hosmer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice.
Right? I mean,
Is Tatis keeping 84?
no.
Why can I not think it? Why am I drawing a freaking blank right now? It's driving me crazy.
For the Pods?
Yeah. It's
Will Myers?
No. Hunter Renfro's another name.
Oh, yeah.
Will
Renfroe,
Myers.
yeah.
Manuel Margada I like a little bit just because I think he just looks like an athlete when I saw him play out there. Kirby Yates is a decent closer. But why am I drawing a blank on their goddamn manager?
Bud Black?
No,
It's not Bud Black. It's
not. It's a young guy. It's shit. Oh my God.
Andy Green.
Love Andy Green. I just like the way Andy Green thinks. I really do. Something about him. The way that one guy made the team, and he took him out of the game and told him he made the team by doing that. I just think he's a player's guy. So I was listening to the radio when I was out there, and they were talking about how they were playing each game like it was a playoff game or a certain stretch. They were making it into that kind of stuff. And just doing things to keep playing baseball, even though they're essentially done in a way. So,
what did he have a nude picture in the locker room with
of the odor,
little pieces of clothing that they're pulling off of?
I just think he's a good manager. I think they're an interesting team.
All right, so you're
go.
going San Diego. Greg, you're sticking with the Dodgers. I'm going Colorado.
Oh. I don't hate it
because
me and you, dude.
That team
right here.
That team will rake
all
and
day.
All of their starting pitchers are finally healthy.
Yeah. I think John Gray has a borderline Cy Young Award winning year this year.
Yeah, I think if as long as those guys are all healthy with the pieces that they still have in their bullpen from that thing that they built last year where they just brought in a whole shitload of arms, I think losing Ottavino hurts them a little bit, but I'm I'm pretty bullish on the Rockies, actually.
You still got Wade Davis. You got that has closed games before. They still got some depth to where they could lose Ottavino there.
You let Daniel Murphy come in and play.
Yes,
Coors
that's
Field.
the big one. Oh my goodness.
He might hit 50. Of course.
Well, they got a kid right now, that Ryan McMahon, who is fighting for playing time at 4 different positions.
Yeah.
Who may not be an everyday starter who could hit 30 home runs for them.
Little Cali kid.
It's unbelievable.
Ryan McMahon.
Think about Nolan Arenado, fresh off the extension too.
Yep.
Just the potential out of a monster.
With him, it's now that he's got that whole thing, it's like, okay, well, I don't have to worry about it. Let's just go out and play.
Yeah, let's go
exactly.
hit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Blackman's just a fucking pimp.
Blackman and Dollar.
Yeah, Dahl's a puppy,
Ridiculous.
at 24.
Blackman's a pimp.
Blackman 32 still, but I mean, he's getting there, but he's still gonna rake, dude.
Yep.
All right, so Central. This should be interesting. Don't die.
Sorry.
To me, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay with the Brewers.
Okay.
I like the Cardinals a lot. And obviously the Cubs are the Cubs right now, but I'm gonna stick with the Brewers.
I wanted to go Brewers, but I don't know if I can buy into Craig Counsell and his pitching philosophy over a full year.
Okay.
To do it once you get to the playoffs is one thing, but if you're gonna really try and do that over a full year, I mean that's ballsy, and that can send your team into a tailspin really. I think the other team you mentioned is the Cardinals. I mean, I just with addition of Goldie to that lineup, and hopefully you get a bounce back year from Marcell Ozuna. And they're going to pitch. They're going to catch the ball. I'm going to go Cardinals.
I'm actually with you on this one, Greg. I'm going St. Louis. I think Goldschmidt is huge. I love Flaherty. I love Mikolas. I love the combination of Jordan Hicks and Andrew Miller on the back end of their bullpen. I think the kid they have in center field, Hader, is got a ton of potential if he can put it together, and we'll see what happens. But I'm with you, Greg. I'm actually going Cardinals. Robbie?
I have Harrison Bader on a lot of fantasy teams.
Okay.
I agree with you 100% on the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, a lot of key additions, and then you got young stud puppies in the rotation that are going to take that next step in Jack Flaherty. So, yeah.
Jack Flaherty just sounds like a big right-hander.
Yeah.
Big right-hander Jack Flaherty on the mound tonight. 10-2 with a 2.18 ERA. 9-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
My sneaky dark horse in this division, though, is the Pirates. The Brewers, I think, are obviously in the conversation with that offense, but I like the Pirates taking the next step.
Interesting, though, with all of the changes that were made in Cincinnati, everyone is still sleeping on them.
Yeah, I mean, there was. I'd like to even dive a little deeper into them.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have the Brewers roster up. Were you looking for something specifically?
I
saw you cruising.
I was just cruising. I was just confirming some things.
I will throw this out there.
I think they're going to hit.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely still going to hit.
I'll throw this out there right now, though, with Cincinnati. They got two guys in their starting rotation, Raisel Iglesias and Luis Castillo, that both have a shot at 15-plus wins.
Did they move Iglesias to the rotation?
Yes.
Wow, why did I miss that? Because he was our closer the last few years.
Yeah, now he's back in the rotation.
Wow. I missed that. They have a couple young kids too, like Nick Senzik, who just
Senzel, yeah.
Senzel, who's just he dude flat out hits. They just don't know where he's gonna play.
Yeah.
And I think Yasiel Puig has a big year in Cincinnati. I just don't know if they're going to be good enough to topple the powerhouses that are the Brewers and the Cardinals, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see issue.
So Luis Castillo is actually their opening day starter.
Man,
Interesting.
He must be old. I mean, he used to play second base
for the Marlins. No, it's funny because I said the same thing in my fantasy draft last week. I'm like, guy who used to play second base for the Marlins. But their opening game, You want to talk about an opening game pitching matchup that'll fly under the radar that could be a sick game to watch? Pittsburgh with Jameson Taillon versus Cincinnati with Luis Castillo on the bump.
I'm excited about it. I have him in my Dynasty League, and they've been working on his curveball, reintroducing that to his repertoire. He had early season success with it. He brings that back and effective. I think he could definitely solve some of the woes he had last season in that sophomore campaign.
So it looks like the way that they're trotting this out. Actually, you know what, Greg? They might be using him out of the pen because as of right now, they're going Castillo as their 1, Sonny Gray as their 2, Tanner Roark is their 3, and Anthony DeSclafani is their 4. Interesting.
Maybe they don't need a 5th till a while.
Yeah, they probably have off days. A little off day built in.
Yeah, they have a TBD as their 5, which could be where they're
going to pencil him in.
But yeah, I mean, and who knows? I mean, there's so many varying reports on some of these teams in other parts of the country, but I mean, every indication I heard, they were basically saying that they want him back in the rotation, and
nice
because they think that they have a decent shot in that division. So we'll see. Okay, interesting. So let's come east. We'll start with Rob. Realistically.
Who are you talking to? I'm
because
always realistic.
I'm talking to the guy with the Mets hat on.
Yes.
Who do you think?
It's tough, man.
Your heart says the Mets. Your mind says what?
See, I'm a believer in our offense. I think it's going to surprise. I like the depth on our team, too. So if you got a couple people injured, it's not going to hurt momentum like it has in years past. So do I think we have a shot at the division? Yes. Do I think we'll win it? I don't think so. I'm too worried about what you guys have done in Philadelphia. I'm not discounting the Braves either. I can't even discount the Nationals either, too, because they've reworked that offense.
It's fair.
To be very, very, still be that lethal offense that you're afraid to face when you go into Washington. It's so tough. I mean, I think I'm going to I believe it or not, I think I'm going to go with the Nationals. I think they win with pitching, defense, quality hitters, and it sickens me to say because I hate Washington probably the most in this division, even more so than I used to with the Braves back in the day. But, Max Scherzer, Strasburg, if he stays healthy, and on the back end with Doolittle, with rumblings of them possibly signing Kimbrel, I'll go with them just to avoid having to pick the Phils. Is that fair?
I mean, I was sitting there.
It's fair enough.
I was sitting there, and you can realistically get 4 different answers.
Yeah, you can.
For this division, and not necessarily be wrong with any of them.
No, you could.
I think I'm going Nationals as well, just to win the division.
I can't. Because I just have an issue with
fucking crumb talk.
I have an issue with all these arms over 30, and then
it's a good point.
No, that's fair.
Or right around there, and expect the same thing year in, year out.
Yeah.
I just and not get DL stints, and it's hard. Is their offense good? Yeah, they're good, but I mean, you're putting a lot of stock in 2 young outfielders that you expect that are just going to come in and go crazy, like the Braves kids did. Soto we've seen. Okay, we know Soto. Soto can play. Now the other puppy, you got to see him playing big leagues for a minute. So there's been a lot of stock in 2 young kids that perform big time for them, and that's fine. It's fine. I'm not in love like Rendon and guys like Dozier. Okay, fine. Dozier will be hot for a month.
Right.
That's great.
I like Trey. I like Trey Turner.
I like Trey
bit,
Turner, but I'm not in love with it. My point is, I'm not in love with anything over there. Outside of Scherzer, their bullpen fucking stinks. They don't have a closer consistently. We know that for years now, and it hasn't changed. So I can't buy into that. They figured out their bullpen woes, and that's been their biggest weakness over these last how many years?
I just think the other teams besides the Marlins are all competitive enough to be hovering between 85 and 92 wins.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what they're going to be fighting. It's going to be a dogfight to win the division, and I think the other team wins the second wild card as well.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's a dogfight. To me, it's just I think they can be a wild card team. I can make a case for them, but I think the Braves are better. I think the Braves are younger. I think the Braves are more talented. I'm gonna go. Oh, I fucking love it.
It's tits.
I'm gonna to me it's and I'm not being a homer about this because I'm just looking at it again. Like I just need to look over our shit, right? Because I looked at every team's roster. I just need to re-peek. I know everybody on our team. This team's gonna hit a lot, and they're gonna pitch it. They're gonna pitch it. I believe our back end of our bullpen's better than the Nationals. I have more confidence with us there.
I agree with that.
I'm with you.
I don't know. It's just you can't say anything wrong. Like nothing. Any of the four teams
I'll
can
put
be
it
right.
to you this way, Tom. If you're starting four, not even the full five, you're starting four perform like you think they can, I think you guys definitely walk away with the division.
I even think if we get three.
Mark.
I even think if we get three.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to hit a lot, and I think
true.
And I think our bullpen's going to be solid. I really do. I believe in that. I believe in some of these guys back there. We got a young pen in some certain spots. We got young guys on the mound. You know, guys coming into their careers. You know, talk about Noah only 25, F1 only 24, and then you want to go to the other kid in Pavetta only 26. So you got guys coming into it.
Sure.
When some other guys are going on the other side of it, and you hope that the youth and putting it together comes to fruition.
How great would it be if the Phillies wind up winning this division and the two, the two leaders, and I'm not discounting Nola at all, but let's just say that Pavetta has that breakout season that everybody's thinking he's going to have, and then the offensive stud is Harper, and it's the Nationals that we wind up beating for the division.
With those guys.
With the two guys that probably should be playing for them right now.
That would be pretty good.
Like, hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
How'd that Papelbon thing work out for you? Because we love Pavetta.
Yeah, right.
I just went Nationals just to take them. Not that they can't win it, but just to give something different. To not be a homer.
I'm sitting on, like I said before we started, I got the Phillies at 92 wins, and to me, 92 wins this division. And I'm firm on that. I think 92 wins the division. I think the wild card will come out of this division, too. I think there will be another team with 90 wins, either the Mets or the Nationals. I think the Braves actually take a step back this year. I don't think it's a permanent step back.
I kind of thought so, too,
but
in my mind.
I feel like, and I've said it a couple times, I feel like there's going to be a book on Acuna and Albies, and if they lose Freddie Freeman for a stretch like they did last year, I just don't see it with the Braves. Their pitching does nothing for me.
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. All right, Sixers, Nets, little predictions. Big game.
Pain.
My prediction? Pain.
It's a big win. Or a big win. Big game. You gotta. Is everybody playing? I'm assuming everyone's playing.
And could be a playoff preview.
It could be a playoff preview. I think as a locker room, I think there's got to be, with Joe not talking to the media, you know what I mean, and some guys dipping out on maybe
a little sense of urgency.
I think a little urgency, a little. Hey, let's show what we are. Let's look here, and see what we're made of. Kind of like that Milwaukee game.
Yeah.
Well,
what I mean.
Let's go to the NBA scoreboard real quick tonight.
But I think they win.
Yeah, I got them.
I
got a bounce. I got a big bounce back.
You have to.
Yeah.
Is it home? Is it away? I don't think it matters.
It's home.
Yeah.
It's going to be hopping down there all day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I'm going to the scoreboard is
Brooklyn's playing.
No, I was looking at OKC because they're right now OKC Indiana. They're 2 games ahead of Indiana in that third spot. OKC beat Indiana 107-99. So Sixers right now 2.5 games up for that third spot.
Huge.
A win tomorrow, when you're basically 3 up with 8 to play.
Almost locks you
into that third spot. Now, in terms of the 1 and the 2, you know, I don't think you're catching Milwaukee. You may have an outside shot at Toronto, but I wouldn't count on it. I think you have a better chance of going backwards than you do forward. So
to catch Toronto, you would have needed these 2 games.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
No, you spot on, Greg. Absolutely spot on. You needed to run that winning streak from 5 to like 9.
Yeah.
If you wanted a shot at catching Toronto. So, you know, I think a win tomorrow night comes about as close to locking them into the third spot as they could get. It's a home game. There's got to be some bitterness dropping those 2 games on the road to shitty teams that you should have hammered. I feel like the blowout in Orlando was really just a byproduct of, okay, we lost Saturday night. You know, we lost Saturday night, you know, tight one late. You know, we spent a Sunday in Florida, and now here we are Monday night having to play again before we go home to play the game that we really want to play.
Right.
You know, and that was one of those games where, you know, it was a tight game, and then all of a sudden you blinked and they were getting blown out. You know, I would be, you know, I'm more willing to chalk up the Orlando game than I am the Atlanta game.
It's fair.
Yeah, because you're also missing Ben.
Yeah.
You know,
it's at some point you got to shut down guys like Trae Young. You have to. The Orlando game, shit happens.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think they bounce back in a big way tomorrow night. I have a lot of confidence in them. I didn't lose any over the little stretch.
No.
Shit happens, ebb and flow of a season.
End of a year. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just part of it. You're almost locked into the 3 in a way because your schedule's easy.
Well, it's funny because I was just going to say to you too. Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that, like we were just talking about, that they know that they really don't have much of a shot to get much higher than the 3 seed? So at this point, they're probably just kind of playing to lock themselves in.
Yeah, and then
they're not sweating it.
Yeah, and then you go to fucking Atlanta, and you know they're shit, and it's like you just had a great week, you know, great week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever. You won 6 in a row. You know, you beat bad teams, you beat good teams. You know, you did it all. And you go to Atlanta, you know you're better than them, and then it's just that mental gets on you a little bit where you're not playing a lot of defense. You know, you're letting them get easy buckets. It's little things like that. You're scoring, but you know what I mean? Yep. And it's just that mental, like I want to say lapse of just we're better. We're better.
But you're not wrong because think about this.
Orlando just owns us in Orlando. So I throw that one away just because no Ben, I toss.
Last year.
It's too big of a loss.
Last year they won 16 games in a row to finish the regular season, and they still only got a 3 seed. Well, they're sitting at a 3 seed right now, and they're probably saying to themselves, shit, we won 16 games in a row at the end of last year, and it only got us a 3 seed. We're a 3 seed now, so, you know, let's just start the playoffs already. Let's go.
Yeah, we're ready. You know, you big win against Milwaukee, big win against Boston here. It's just.
Do I trust this team enough that they could just turn it on and turn it off come playoff time? No, not yet.
Oh, yeah, the sample size isn't there.
That's spot on. There's not enough sample size.
We just don't know. We don't know anything.
Well, I think we'll learn a little bit more tomorrow.
Oh, because
they've been so bad. It's like, all right, home game against potentially your
first round playoff
with your start with
everybody back,
which we talk about. Is Ennis healthy?
Can you go dominate?
Yeah.
And is Ennis healthy off the bench?
Right.
No, it's just
home court. I guarantee you it is absolutely sold out and rocking because I'm telling you there's going to be a shit ton of people.
I would double dip that in a heartbeat.
Probably double dip that tomorrow.
Well, what was last year? What was our Flyers game after the home opener?
It was a Flyers game.
You did double dip it.
He double dipped it.
You double dipped it.
No, I didn't. He did.
Yeah, I remember someone doubled. Nice.
Great
I was down there drinking at 9 a.m. So I did the tailgate and the Phillies, and then he did the tail end of the tailgate, and then the Phillies and the Flyers.
Nice. All I got to do is just text my lessons and tell them I got tickets to the Phillies game. It's not hard to do. I could pull it off. And I could cancel my practice.
Well, I mean, I would love to cancel practice.
But I don't think I would,
So it's a little late to make that call.
Not if I say I just got Phillies tickets.
Well, then there's that. Yeah.
And half the team's probably going to be there anyway.
Yeah, they love it. So, the team mom is probably going. So, what's anybody going to say to me? They're going to get on my case? I mean, I could go. I could go get a ticket. I know I could get a ticket. I pay a couple bucks, but I can get in there.
Oh, yeah. You're getting in.
It's going to be a nice day, too. You can put me all the way up at the top.
Sunny and 60.
All
Chug
right.
it up.
So, Eagles draft strategy, we'll go run through it quick. To me, it's not a lot. It's deep in D-line.
Well, I mean, does everybody in this room agree that they should still just be taking best player available at every point they draft?
Well, I mean, it was no, you're right, because it was my thought process when Carson went down again. That's why I wanted them almost to lose out, because this team is that close to being back to where we were. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if we can get a top 10 draft pick in every round, that means we're getting a pop, because you're right. We should be taking best available. And that was my thought process with having them lose out last year was, yes, you're best available. I mean, and we have the room. We have the picks and the collateral.
The move.
So that if Howie wants to move to fill needs, hey, whatever. I don't care.
Sweat, a Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Some D-line guys. I mean, that's what they're hunting.
All right, so
or linebacker. If they go up and get –
they're not going to go up and get a linebacker. They'll go up and go get Sweat or Wilkinson out of Clemson. They ain't going to go up and get a linebacker because that's not their MO.
No, you're right.
So let me take you down the Chuck's road for a second here. If Jacobs is sitting there at 26, even if he's not the best player available, knowing that you have the massive need at running back, you don't have to move up to get him. Do you take him?
Yeah, because he probably is.
Who's best available though?
He probably is best available at that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He said even if he's not the best available, but if he's one of the top 3 best available.
Yeah,
I take him then.
All right.
Yeah. I have no problem taking him, but I just know their MO.
What about Miles Sanders?
I would take him. I would take him in the second round since I have 2
I don't
picks.
see. That's the thing is, if I'm at the first round, and Jacobs and Sanders are available, I would jump for Jacobs.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping for Sanders.
No, I'm not jumping for Sanders.
If there's better players available at that point, I'm going in another direction.
I would take Sanders with a second-round pick, like the second of the 2. There's somewhere around there.
And I understand what the Combine said and what the 40 time says and all that stuff about Miles Sanders. I'm sorry. Show me another Penn State back besides Saquon that's done anything in the NFL since Larry Johnson. There's just not.
No.
There's just not. He puts the ball on the ground too much. He disappears at big spots in games.
Yeah, people crown.
He's got all the tools. And Chuck's, sorry, I fucking get it. He's got all the tools. He's not a gamer.
He ain't watching.
He's not a gamer. And I told Chuck's, I said, don't tell me about Penn State kids.
Yep.
I fucking work there. I see the shit. Don't tell me about Penn State kids. He's a weight room wonder. That's it.
Yep.
He's a third rounder at best.
And people fall in love with that.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not in love with him. He's just a name to me. There's other backs out there to me that I like better that I can get in round. I get one of my picks in round 4 because I know they'll probably be there.
Yeah.
There's other backs better that do that fit exactly what we need. And Josh Jacobs fits what we need in the first round if he's there.
And I love me some Josh Jacobs.
Because he catches the ball great out of the backfield, which is a huge plus. And I love the kid. I think he's just a freak athlete. I don't care about his fucking 40 time because I've watched him. I've watched him, enough to know, because I'm an SEC junkie, to know that guy's the best running back in the draft. So if he's there at 25, I take him. Now, like I said, there's other backs out there, day 2 for us in round 4 that can really, or round 4 that really can make an impact, or day 3 that can really make an impact. There is. There's guys who can catch the ball in the backfield well. So
there's a guy dropping on a lot of draft boards right now. I think it's still a really good running back. And that's
David
Holyfield.
Me too.
Elijah Holyfield.
Yeah.
It's
I
funny.
mean, I don't care.
I was going to say I got
40
no
time dropped his ass.
I got no problem with Elijah Holyfield if you get him on day 3.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like late.
I thought you were talking David Montgomery. I'd be all in on him too.
Whatever.
See, Kyle, I have no issue with Snell. There's other people on A2D that do. When you rush for that in the SEC,
Nope, I'm good with Snell too.
And you have no quarterback, and you're a leader, and everything that people talk about is your leadership. I would take you in a fucking heartbeat.
It's funny.
So I agree with you, Kyle. Ajayi and Snell would be good for me.
I was at the Citrus Bowl, and we were obviously surrounded by Kentucky fans, and I'm like, it was almost really my first glimpse of Snell, and then obviously you go back and you check on him, and I'm asking the fans as they're walking out, like, man, you don't hear fans chant like that for a player.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they were chanting his name, and he was, hyped on the sidelines because he was just tearing up Penn State everywhere else. And they're like, that kid has done everything asked at this school for the last 3 years. They're like, we love him, and, like, we just know he's gone because obviously it's his time. But, like, you couldn't get a bad word out of him about the kid.
Yep. I like the kid. Like I said, when you rush for that in the SEC with no quarterback, you're telling me you're not the second or third best back in this draft, the top 3 back in this draft, and I don't know what is. You can go back and watch all the fucking tape you want. My eyes telling me the guy's the top 3 back in this draft. So
the thing that concerns me though is
Holyfield's the top 5 back in this draft because I watched him enough, and he's explosive, and
he's got game speed,
and he's an SEC guy. Dude, I mean, I can't tell you enough how I'll go SEC all fucking day.
The only thing that concerns me is, like you said about linebacker, it's running back is not their MO.
Right.
Howie, I mentioned it last night in the chat for Birds. Like, Howie just either can't grade them or can't draft them. And, so as much as I want him to take a guy early like Jacobs or late or whatever, wherever we take him, it's just I don't trust Howie to hit because he just never has.
No, and I have no argument with there at all. None whatsoever.
No, how could I?
Yeah.
Yeah, no argument.
Absolutely good on all that.
No argument. But it's not his MO, so we'll see if he can actually land one. That's why I think Ajayi's coming back, because I don't know how confident they are that they can land one. And to go up and get one of the 2 linebackers, not happening. It would be go up to get a Sweat or the kid from Clemson. The D tackle. That's the direction. That's their MO. Or, to go up and get Jawan Taylor from Florida, the offensive tackle. That's their MO.
Yeah.
Guys projected to go around 7, them get up in the top 10 and get a guy like that.
Well, I mean,
that's who they are.
We've talked about this so many times. I mean, Doug is an Andy disciple, and Andy always built from the line out.
Yep.
Both sides of the ball.
Yep. And what won us? A Super Bowl. Both lines.
Yeah.
The depth on the offensive line. And how deep we were at defensive line, even though everybody was healthy.
Yeah.
Like you guys said, this team's right there to be able to win. I love this defense when healthy. I think you got tons of options at corner, which makes you good. He's got tons of things going on. I really do like him. So I'm excited, and a good added piece or 3 in this draft can go a long way to us winning another Super Bowl. Veterans win. But these kinds of draft picks are gigantic. It's the biggest draft in Howie's career because you're going to have to pay your quarterback. And now you have to land guys. I said in the beginning, he's got to be over 60% in this draft on terms of starters, legit starters. He has to be. With 11 picks, you better hit a bunch.
Don't be surprised if he uses one of his day 3 picks on a quarterback.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Good.
Yeah, you have someone in mind?
I don't, but I'm thinking that they're not going to use any part of their salary cap to bring in a veteran besides Sudfeld.
Rather groom.
I think Sudfeld is the guy. If Carson goes down, Nate's the guy. But, it's time to groom just in case.
Just go get a guy.
Yeah.
You have enough picks to use one.
It's almost like, playing video games. You always got to draft somebody.
Yeah. You're not doing it to put pressure on.
Yeah.
We're just having – we need depth and we need competition.
It's interesting with the secondary is now almost like a surplus.
No, a lot.
And if you look back at what San Diego did in the playoffs against New England, and they went almost 3 safeties. You know, they went 1 linebacker, 3 safeties, you know what I mean, multiple corners. Tried to get more athletic on the back half as opposed to playing your traditional.
Yep.
I wonder if that's going to, you know, start to make a little bit momentum to others, you know, other defenses.
How'd that work out for the Chargers?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going against the GOAT.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? Like, obviously it worked for them against
more
Baltimore the week before.
No, more teams are trying to get more speed on the field. I mean, yeah, I get that. You know,
I'll say this, and I hate taking shots at our own guys. To me, right now, there's a lot of bodies back there, but Darby, got to prove that you're healthy.
Sure.
Mills, got to prove that you're healthy. Jones, got to prove that you're healthy. LeBlanc, got to prove that last year wasn't a fluke. Rodney. Rodney, got to prove that you're healthy. The only ones back there that I have any degree of confidence in are Malcolm and Avante. Everybody else, to me, is prove it year.
Fair point.
Yeah, I mean, I think them guys will be healthy. I mean, I have confidence in Rodney McLeod. Injury happened early enough where I think he'll be back and be fine. Darby, obviously, you know, when's he going to be healthy? Jalen with the foot. You know, I almost think they just shut it down last year. So I'm good with him being healthy.
And Sidney better not turn into Markelle Fultz.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say.
Sidney's the big question mark.
Freaking University of Washington crumbs.
And an X factor back there. He definitely is, man. He definitely is. But yeah, there is a lot of bodies. It's a body surplus, which is fine. It creates competition, and who wants the jobs? Yeah, you know. And I love it when you can create a competition and make guys work a little harder to earn spots.
All I'm going to say is if Trey Sullivan is in this on the opening day roster next year, it's a goddamn problem.
Yeah, you shouldn't even smell it. But boys, that's all I got.
Hey, I'm
you
good.
Got anything else? Been a great fucking show. Talking Phils. Family, we love you. I want to thank Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public accountant. Make him yours. Find him on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Remember, tax season, 15% off. All you got to do is say A2D Radio or AM and the PM, Tom and Mike, whatever the fuck. You want to say side piece? Anything works. Anything goes.
Rob Pope on the ones and twos? Whatever you got.
Whatever you got. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Milwakovic, Robbie Pope on the ones and twos. Family out there, we love you. Enjoy tomorrow.
Go Phils.
Enjoy the beginning of baseball season.
Go Phils.
It's Christmas Day, baby.
And if you need a massage, our doc, make them yours. Specialized Physical Therapy. Find them on the web. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com.
Oppo Tacos.
Oh, it is taco season. Enjoy the crab fries down there. Enjoy a fucking hot dog at the game, you son of a bitches that are going. I'm so fucking jealous, but I love you. Go Phils. We out.